Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cincinnati Reds were able to avoid the sweep and defeat the Pittsburgh Pirates 2-1. However, the New York Mets also won, so the Redlegs still remain one game out of that final NL wildcard spot with 3 games to go. Cincinnati starts a series with Miami tonight. On the other hand, the Cleveland Guardians were going for the sweep versus the Detroit Tigers, but failed to do so, losing 4-2. That puts Cleveland and Detroit in a tie for first place in the AL Central. The Guardians start their last series of the season against the Texas Rangers tonight. And finally, in the NFL last night, Thursday Night Football, Jason Myers booted a 52-yard field goal on the final play, lifting Seattle to a 23-20 win over Arizona. This update is sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences, tickets, sideline passes, and trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register today at roosterswings.com.
Good morning, Columbus.
Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wait, no. Not this one.
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X-fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis, pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Welcome in, Football Friday. What is up? I am T-Bone. He is Tyvis Powell. Good morning, Tyvis.
Good morning. I've had a day.
You were busy yesterday.
Yeah, I had a day. I realized that 24 hours is not a long time.
Well, not when you do all the jobs you do and all the driving you do and all the other places you have to go.
Like I went to bed last night thinking, man, I still got a lot of stuff. I still got a lot of stuff I need to do, but you know what? We gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get through it, and we gonna have a day today.
You went up. You said you went up to Cleveland to do the Cleveland show.
I woke up. I had this show.
I had this. I like how you're just like, I haven't had this crap to do.
I had this show. Excuse me, you're right. It's all about how you say it. I got the chance to do this show. I got the chance to go to Cleveland.
Yeah, because which show has your name on it? You should treat this one with a little more respect.
Technically, the Cleveland show in the intro says Tyvis Powell, too. So there you go.
Okay.
Anyways.
Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, Tyvis Powell edition.
Yes.
Yeah,
You can catch on YouTube 11 to 1 when you're not listening to Bo Bishop and Rothman and Ice.
Look at that.
Anyways.
Look at that.
So I had to do that. And then I had to shoot like a scene that they're going to air today.
A scene?
Yeah, it was like we called it a Coach Tyvis segment. So I was breaking down Grant Delpit's interception for fans. So they're gonna
when you said I had to shoot a scene, I didn't know there's lots of
not with Riley Reed.
I thought you were adding a job to your resume as an actor.
I don't think the lieutenant is going to allow me to shoot that type of scene.
That'll be Tyvis. That'll be your last scene. That'll be a murder scene. That'll be.
That right there would you would definitely not hear from me ever again. Anyways, I had to shoot that scene. Then I stop making me say that.
You're saying it. I'm just
You're making me say that. I had to shoot that segment.
There you go.
Thank you.
Shoot your segment. Yeah,
shoot
that's
my
right.
segment.
Yeah.
And then I had to go pick up my mother-in-law. Then when I got back, I had to go to the grocery store. And then after that, I had to go to the movies with my wife. So
look at that.
I went to go see Him.
Oh, how was that?
I enjoyed it. My wife was kind of like, it's too much going on.
Is that Jordan Peele doing the like, I'm a football player, but I have to sell my soul to be a football player or something like that?
Marlon Wayans, yeah.
Okay.
I also went to the movies yesterday, Tyvis, but I saw Gabby's Dollhouse with my daughter.
That's funny. My daughter's going to see that next week. I'm not, no.
That's not for you?
Nah, it's a Girl Scout thing, so I think my wife
there we go.
With her.
You know what? I'm probably going to have to get our kids, at least I'm going to get the youngest to go. Maybe I'll convince the other two to go just to like, hey, let's all just go to the movies. Because it's not really, they don't watch that, but they might just go to like, go hang out at the movies. They love to get all the snacks and popcorn. Like that's
That's their thing. They love to make me bankrupt by going to whenever we go to the movie theater because that place is just.
They had the cat ears and the cup, and I
do they really?
I got conned into buying that. I spent $60 at the movies yesterday.
Yeah, see, that's exactly that's what's gonna happen. My wife, we was at there yesterday, and we seen the little Gabby House popcorn bucket and stuff.
She got that too.
And then my wife was seeing all the little cups and stuff, and I was like, well, whenever that happens, I know that's going.
I got her one of the editions of that, and then she had the audacity when the movie was over to ask if we can go back to the concession stand and get another one.
She must think you must.
Oh,
be rich.
they don't have any concept of money. They
rich.
just are like, oh yeah, the money just is there and it's spendable and it's always there and you never have to worry about
That's
it.
how my kids definitely are, especially my oldest. She don't worry, daddy will buy another one. Yeah, I've been looking at her like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. We gonna nip this in the bud. No, you break it, that's it. It's done.
7 o'clock, we'll give you our best bets of the weekend. Some thoughts on that. We have some audio where your guy Sherm, Tony Gonzalez and Richard Sherman,
never heard
absolutely blowtorched someone's NFL career, and I loved it. It was great.
Who is Richard?
Sherm. All right.
I never heard of him in my life.
And then you got my uncle, Tony.
You Uncle Tony and Sherm. Yeah, that's right. We have Morning Breath at 8:15. We have some people picking against the Buckeyes this weekend. All kinds of stuff to get to today. So we've got a packed show. We are excited about it. We will talk some baseball as well in a minute, but I want to start off with OSU going up to Washington. They're already there. 3:30 kick tomorrow. You can hear all the action right here on the Fan. Coverage, I believe, starts, if it's a 3:30 kick, that means it starts at 10 a.m. Right here on the Fan. You will have Matty Ice, DeVere, and Dane getting you started off, so that should be a lot of fun. But let's talk about this game, Tyvis. We'll talk about it all throughout the day, but I don't know how you feel about this. I'm going to throw this out there. My fear factor for this game is not as high as I think we're told it's supposed to be. Because we're getting to a point now where it feels like everyone is just like, oh my God, Buckeyes may not even win this game. They've never faced a player like DeMond Williams, and this is a huge test. And Julian Sayin is going to wet himself when he sees a crowd of, I don't know how many people does it hold in Washington? Like,
I think it's around 70.
That's a big crowd, big stadium. It's loud. It's going to be a thing. It's going to be him trying to figure out how to deal with the noise, especially in that first quarter, especially if he throws a couple incompletes. Those are all things that are real and valid. I just think we're focusing a lot on that and not a lot on the fact that you have one of the best defenses in the country, and DeMond Williams, as good as he is, and this offense is, they have not faced a defense like this to date. And it doesn't mean they're going to suck tomorrow. It means they're going to be a really tough test for this defense. But I'm not, I think it'll be a close game. But the line has moved, and I know everybody looks at that now, from whatever it was, 13.5 down to 8.5 or even 7.5 at one point.
7.5 in some places, yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about a touchdown game. I feel pretty confident that Ohio State gets the job done. And I feel pretty confident that they win by 10 or more. I don't think it's a blowout by any stretch, but I do feel like Ohio State in the second half will figure it out, and they will get the job done. Am I off base on that? Do you think I'm excited for what's going to be a good atmosphere and a tough game. I'm excited for this test for Ohio State. I'm like at a 5 out of 10 of nervousness. I expect that this team will go out and stand up for this challenge. Are you with me on that, or where do you fall on that?
This is one of those games that I have not fret. I have not second thought of Buckeye losing or anything like that. I think that I do believe that DeMond Williams, that causes some issues. Obviously, anytime you're going up against a mobile quarterback, it's very, very difficult to just think that your pass rush is going to get there, or you think that the blitz is going to get there. If they miss, it's a problem. What I think why I'm so calm going into this game is that there's a couple of reasons. One, the defense has been outstanding this year. They've shut down the great Arch Manning and every other quarterback that they've really gone against, right? Outside of Lorenzo Styles Jr. giving up a slot fade that went to the house, that's been the only play that's been like, what in the world is going on, right? So I believe that they don't have enough. I think that the way that Matt Patricia schemes up his defense, and that's the thing, he's seen a lot. He's gone up against a lot of people. He's went up against Lamar and all these people, so he knows how to deal with mobile quarterbacks. And I think that confusion of that offense, that confusion that they do to the offensive line and to the quarterback is going to make things very challenging for DeMond Williams in that offense. So I'm not worried about it. And we tackle really, really well. Like, if you was a poor tackling team, that's when the mobile quarterback thing would be a problem. On top of that, if he becomes that much of a problem, it's not like this is not the old traditional linebackers. It's not like you having Ray Lewis put a spy on Lamar Jackson. No, you got Sonny Styles, who used to be a safety, like that can run sideline to sideline. Him and Arvell Reese both can run sideline to sideline, so they can run DeMond down. So like that, you just put a spy on him, and then that kills that. As far as the receiver goes, I mean, IGB is really good. Jermaine Matthews is really good. So to me, that's why I'm not really worried about it. And then when you talk about you flip it and you go on the offensive side of the football, like, I just think that people don't give Julian Sand enough credit. Like, they think just because this is his first road test, it's just going to be chaotic for him. It will be chaos there, but the first game showed you he's very poised.
Yeah.
Like, it was nothing bigger that could have happened in this game, but he was poised, locked in. He should have went like 17 for 20 if everybody was catching the ball. I don't understand why you would think that him going on the road would change that. Like, he's been locked in this entire season.
No, I think if you had only played Grambling in Ohio, there would be
a problem. Yeah,
but this people are, because the Texas win doesn't look as good because Arch Manning doesn't look as good. But the Texas defense is still the Texas defense. And he went up against that. Granted, yes, it was at home. Yes, everybody was trying to be a little quieter on offense and all that stuff. But I just felt like the poise he showed in that game is being completely underrated by some in the national media. And, I mean, even some here, right? I mean, there's a lot of this where we're trying to say, look, they're an unranked team. That's not fair to them. They should be a ranked team. They look really good offensively. But defensively, I think we're just very much kind of throwing that aside and be like, oh, well, Julian Saint's a freshman. It's like his first real starting minutes here, and now he's going to go on the road for his first big test. We're undercutting the fact that, like, yeah, going on the road is tough, but their defense has to play well. And I think their defense will play well for a little bit. I think they'll be hyped up by the crowd. I think he may have some incompletions. Sure.
All it takes is one deep ball touchdown or one big play, and it's like, all right. Like the realization of y'all going to lose this game will set in, and the crowd, you take the crowd out of it.
Yeah. We've got Monday Night Football from last night. Battle of Buckeye receivers went down. We'll talk about that and some updates on the baseball playoff situation for the Guards and the Reds. Details next. T-Bone and Tyvis on a Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Well, with the foggy conditions we're noticing out there, we are seeing our first crash of the morning. That's happening south of our downtown area by Lockburn this morning. This is on 23, that northbound direction at London Groveport Road. A right lane currently blocked out there, causing some delays this morning right before that 23 and 270 intersection. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
Brandon Phillips played second base for the Reds for 11 seasons, made 3 All-Star teams, won 4 Gold Gloves, and had one of his best seasons in 2007 in his second year with the Reds. And he had a milestone game on this September 26th in 2007. At Great American Ballpark, Phillips homered in the first inning, his 30th home run of the season, to go along with his 32 stolen bases, making him a member of the elite 30-30 club. 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases in the same season, becoming just the third Red to ever do it. Brandon Phillips with a career highlight, the 30-30 Club, this September 26, 2007. This date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Save big money on your next project now at Menards. We've got it all, from big to small. Honeywell home thermostats keep your home's temperature comfortable through every season while saving on your heating and cooling bill. Hurry in today and save big money on Honeywell thermostats at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
The waterworks techs have heard it all. Screeching furnaces, dripping pipes, strangled garbage disposals, overflowing toilets. Did a spooky surprise catch you off guard? Who are you going to call?
No, not them. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222. We provide better care, better value, better results, and we'll take on any drain or heating and cooling nightmare to come your way. Happy Hello Waterworks.
At Kemba Financial Credit Union, we care about you. Consumers like you say they don't want monthly fees for checking, and we listen. Introducing hassle-free checking with no monthly service fee. Use it as an easy place to deposit and transfer your money, along with your everyday banking needs. Plus, Kemba's expansive digital banking services make it easy for you to bank how you want. At Kemba, we're always thinking of ways to put you and your finances first. Visit Kemba.org. Federally insured by NCUA. Restrictions apply.
Don't miss the Right Rug Flooring Outlet Super Sale. Save up to 80% on truckloads of floors and more, including tiles starting at 19 cents a square foot, and a massive selection of carpet, luxury vinyl, laminate, and hardwood. Even installation supplies. Everything you need for your next project. Save up to 80% during the Right Rug Flooring Outlet Super Sale on Poth Road in Whitehall. Hurry, the Outlet Super Sale ends September 30th. Dealers welcome.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating. You're overwhelmed. You might not be big on technology, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Maybe you've gone through a divorce or a bad breakup, or a relative moved out. It's been hard, and you just want to take what you want and leave the rest behind. I will help you. Retiring and want to sell your commercial properties or land. I will help you. Sellers, whether you're selling as is or selling for top dollar, you're no longer alone. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Here's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast on your Friday. We're tracking some fog around in the morning, but sunshine for this afternoon. High temperatures reach to the upper 70s. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies as temperatures cool down into the upper 50s. And we are tracking a beautiful weekend with more sunshine, and low 80s are on the forecast here for Saturday and Sunday. And we'll see the warm weather stick around into next week with more sunshine and highs in the 80s here on Monday and Tuesday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
Are you working? Because we barely are. It's Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football and quiet quitting. The Fan. Just a reminder, Tyvis thinks all pizza tastes the same. Also a reminder, Tyvis was born without taste buds. You're listening to Bone and Tyvis.
Shout out to our YouTube chat. We always appreciate talking to you guys. You can be a part of it. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan, click on T-Bone and Tyvis. You'll be right there. You can interact with us that way. Also, I'm going to try to remind everybody throughout the show today of this. I'm going to start it here and bring it up multiple times. I'll be annoying with it. The Fan app. Go download that now if you haven't yet. Just go to your app store, search 971 The Fan, click on the app, download it. On the app, there is a little thing that says record audio. You hit that button, you can record 30 seconds of audio. It's crystal clear. It sounds really good, actually. And it'll come to us. We'll get it here at the station. Monday morning, we have got a big game tomorrow with Ohio State, Washington. Feel free to react throughout the game. A play you see you don't like or you do like, whatever happens during the game, let us know about it. Same thing if you're a Browns fan. they've got a kind of big game going up against Detroit. So if you want to react to that or anything else from the weekend of college football, the NFL, Guardians, obviously, they're in a playoff hunt. The Reds are in a playoff hunt. So if you're a Crew fan and they go to Chicago or I forget if that's here or there, but whatever, they play Chicago and crap themselves, whatever, let us know. You can drop that on the fan app. Just hit the record audio button, and we will get that. Maybe we'll play some of it Monday. Maybe you'll be a big radio star, just like Tyvis Powell. Member of the media now.
Yeah, no, I'm not a member. I'm not a media member at all.
So yesterday, good win for the Reds. We are, the Reds are not getting talked about as much as, they've got a chance to do this thing, but they are still very much within this, although the Mets didn't help them out yesterday. The Mets won their game, so the Reds are sitting, I believe, one back in the wild card standings as of now with 3 to play. So not exactly, an easy path for them, but they don't control their own destiny, right? But they have a set here with the Brewers, and that's how they end the regular season. So they've got a chance to make up some ground there if they can. They got to win these games, though. But yesterday was a very good win. I forget who it was that had the catch out in center field. Did you guys see that?
Noelvi Marte.
Oh, yeah, it was Noelvi Marte. You're right. Duh. Yeah.
So there's the day.
Home run. It's a home run if he doesn't make this catch, and that would have tied the game up. Instead, with 1 out, I think, in the 9th, he makes this catch, saves the 2-1 lead, and then they get the next out, and they're done. They win that game against the Pirates, salvaging that series, at least getting one game out of it. But, yeah.
It was a lot of that going on. A lot of series got salvaged.
Yeah, exactly.
For anyone who took my gambling advice yesterday and took the Reds on the money line, I will put my Venmo in the YouTube chat, and you can send me a tip.
Yeah, Dylan, go ahead. Take your victory lap on that. That was a good call by you. Now, if he doesn't make that play, maybe we're not having this, victory lap that you're doing
We're
today.
going to extras, and I'm sweating it out if that doesn't happen.
Of course. Tyvis, did you have any thoughts on any of the wagering? How did your bets pan out that you were thinking about doing?
The Twins blew it. I mean, the Rangers lost to the Twins. So
what made you bet on Rangers Twins, you gambling degenerate?
First of all, it was a 6-leg parlay.
Oh, okay, even worse.
Yeah, it was a 6-leg parlay that I put $5 on that would have won $300. And the Rangers lost. And then the Guardians lost.
I love when people lose parlays. They like to mention how much they would have won. Like, it doesn't matter.
It would have.
You made your donation, and that's it. It's over. It doesn't matter how much you hypothetically would have won.
I came in turned $5 to $300. You wouldn't have been able to tell me nothing today.
Dylan hates. I know this about producer Dylan. There's 2 things he hates: fall and parlays.
He does not like Baker either. Mayfield. It's really 3 things.
That's really, at least 3 things. There's probably more.
I'm not about to put $20 to $50 on one game. I'm not doing it.
I'm just saying it doesn't matter.
Because I'm only betting $5. That's why. If I'm gonna bet something, $5. The most I will ever put down on a bet is 10.
But
that's it.
If you put 5 or 10 down on each of the games, instead of putting it as one parlay, you get a chance of actually coming out ahead.
No, because now you're spending more money.
Yeah, but then you're winning money more, unless you're just terrible at picking games.
No, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good. I'm just $5. That's fine. If I lose $5, who cares?
Well, the Guardians, they lose 4-2 yesterday, as we mentioned. So Tigers salvage that series. That's the way they can look at it. So they're all evened up right now. But the Guardians, am I wrong? Still hold the tiebreaker?
Yes.
Okay. So you got a 3-game set. The Guardians do.
They play the Rangers.
They're playing the Rangers, which is nice. They're at home. Meanwhile, the Tigers go to Boston. So if you want to watch that game, it is on Apple TV Plus. If you want to keep an eye on both these games. But yeah, for the Guardians, it's very simple. Just win the games in front of you, and you are winning the division. I saw that the likelihood of them winning the division, I want to say, is like 73% with the 3 games left. So the Tigers' playoff chances, because of that, their playoff chances are at like 16 it's better than that. It's like 23% because of they can win the division. But basically, if the Tigers lose the division, whoever loses this division may just flat out miss the playoffs, which is the craziest part of this whole deal. But in either case, that is a epic collapse by the Tigers. So Guardians need to finish it off. Don't come this far just to lose it. Can't have that happen.
It's interesting that the Tigers and Red Sox are playing because they're actually battling for one of those wild card spots while the Rangers are out of it. I don't know if that means anything mentality-wise. If
They should just lay down.
Well,
that's what they should do.
It's interesting, too, because the
season's
Rangers...
over, dude. Just lay down.
The Rangers just got mathematically eliminated, a few days ago?
Yes, but they've been playing terribly. They're obviously they're mathematically eliminated, but if they weren't, they're 6 games out of the last spot right now. They were just in it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is it's not like they're playing a team. Sometimes this happens where you get one of these craptastic teams that's been bad all year. They're 15 games out. They're not
the
even...
Reds playing the Pirates and only taking 1 of 3.
I like, well, right. I also said 15 games out, like teams like that are 15 games out and have no hope, like the Guardians were a few months ago. Anyway, but like a team that has been just out of it since April and never got back in it. Their last series, they suddenly are like, you know what, guys, we have a chance to do something. Let's knock this team out of the playoffs. And suddenly they've made peace with this season being bad. Now this is all they have to play for. The Rangers, on the other hand, at least to me, their mentality would probably be more like, we were in this, we blew it, now we're eliminated. When's the golf course open up? Let's go. Like they're booking tee times. I think they are probably a lot more checked out than, say, a team that had already made that piece and some young guys are trying to make a name for themselves. These Rangers are just disappointed in how this season ended, and I wouldn't be surprised if they are not quite as sharp as they possibly could be. So, yeah, Tigers have a much tougher road with their 3 games than the Guardians do. But that doesn't matter if you don't make plays and you don't do the thing you have to do. So the Guardians cannot go into this game or this series thinking they've got it won. Also last night, Thursday Night Football, you had the battle of Buckeye wide receivers, Jackson Smith and Jigba and Marvin Harrison Jr. Seahawks win this game 23-20 in Arizona on a last-second field goal. And I went to bed last night thinking Marv was cooked. Marv was done.
And then the second half happened.
Oh, yeah. He came alive in the second half.
Maserati Marv.
He had a big catch there, a couple big catches, but caught a touchdown pass. And you could see it. When he caught the touchdown pass, he took a knee in the end zone and was just like, I need a minute.
Thank you. It's about time. I don't know what's going on. He must not have been living right or something because he been really dropping a lot of passes.
It has not.
And you know what? I be wanting to blame Kyler, but some of them be like, it's like, dude, like.
That drop he had on the interception is probably one of the worst drops I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it was right. He tipped it to the guy.
Yeah.
I did.
Now, the only thing you could say maybe as an excuse for him is that, like, as he's catching that ball, they're literally throwing him into a route where 3 guys are converging on him.
Yes.
So it's a little bit of a hospital ball type of thing.
See,
but
my thing
that's
with
why
that,
you're paid millions of dollars to catch footballs in the NFL. It is tough to do. That's your job, though.
My thing with that, even when I played wide receiver, my thing with that was always, if you're going to throw a hospital ball, you might as well catch the thing.
Yes,
because they're going to kill you anyway.
Yeah,
Whether you catch it or not, they're going to kill you. So you might as well catch it. That way, when they hit you, you get up and you flip them the ball.
Yeah, exactly right. See, that's a pro mentality, right?
But yeah,
you should go call up Marvin Harrison Jr. Give him some tips. That's what I would say.
I feel like he don't need my tips, but it was like a quick slant. It really wasn't even a hospital ball.
No. It's just
he had it and he just bobbled the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why
he made it a hospital ball.
You're right. Yeah,
if he would have just caught it clean.
Yeah,
I mean, it's easy for us to say, but
you're right. I was just saying where the route was running him into was towards like a bunch of dudes who were converging on him. But you're right. It wasn't the worst throw at all. He should have caught that. However, he got some redemption, catching a touchdown pass, had a couple other catches as well where he started to look a little better. His night was 6 catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown.
Oh, man. Maybe he hasn't been living. Maybe he made a deal with the devil after he took that hit.
That could be.
Actually,
play that game backwards and it says like a whole bunch of satanic phrases. That's right. It's like the Beatles albums back in the day.
Another dude we got to give recognition to is my guy, Denzel Burke. Denzel Burke is out there, man. He's a starting corner. Look at that. Where did he go? End up going like 4th, 5th round, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's good, though.
It's
Good
nice
for him
to see a Buckeye out there starting like that.
JSN didn't have a huge night as far as numbers go, but he had a massive catch I shouldn't say he didn't have a huge game. He had 4 catches for 79 yards, but he had one of these. It was like a 30-yard catch that helped set them up, get them into field goal range, and then they go out and end up kicking the winning field goal with no time left. So good for both those guys, both OSU wide receivers there to get that done. And you brought up, Denzel Burke too. So see, guys are making plays. It's good. Speaking of the Buckeyes, 2 minutes away, Scott Van Pelt had an interesting comparison. They are getting compared to another sports team that pretty dominant in what they've done over the years. You'll hear that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, many of us waking up to different patches of fog and dense fog this morning, especially for folks over on the east side. A live look at our traffic cam right at 270 just east of Broad Street this morning. Want to make sure folks are giving extra time on the roads this morning, leaving early if you can, and driving extra slow. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
This sports report is brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be located in Ohio.
Did you know that Byers Airport Subaru is the oldest Subaru retailer in the entire country? And we're conveniently located right by the airport. We take pride in treating every customer like family because that's what's kept us around for generations. Right now, drive home a new 2025 Subaru Outback for 1.9% for up to 72 months. Start your journey today at ColumbusSubaru.com. Byers Auto, driving the next generation of buyers. Subject to credit approval. Financing offer term up to 72 months on 2025 Subaru Outback. Cannot be combined with any other incentive. See dealer for details. Offer ends 9/30/25.
At Giant Eagle, we're here because being part of the neighborhood matters. Because what we pick up at the store is what we bring into our lives. At Giant Eagle, we're always going for better to bring you the best. Because it matters.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Dormar! Dormar! Your kind of hero!
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Yesterday on the SV Pod, Scott Van Pelt does his weekly podcast. He had a little thought on Ohio State football and what it's like when they come to visit your town, Washington, Seattle. They are experiencing that this week.
Is Ohio State, I compare them to Duke with Krzyzewski in that when they come to your stadium, I don't care who you are, it's your biggest game. That's what they are. They go to Penn State, it's your biggest game. They go to Michigan, it's your biggest game. They went to Oregon last year, it's your biggest game. That's a rare space to live in.
That's something you lived in, buddy. You were part of that.
Yeah, he sounds like Urban Meyer. He says, it's a big game. You know why? Because the Buckeyes are coming to town. That's what he used to always say. It didn't matter who it was. It could be Purdue, and Purdue could be 0-10. If they play at the Buckeyes, it's the Super Bowl. So
you're getting the best Purdue team that you've ever seen.
Every time.
Sadly, Urban found that out one year, but that's so we don't have to talk about that. But that wasn't great.
So SVP is right on the money with this one because the funniest part is outside of the fact that it's a big game for them, like their fans are gonna have to deal with our fans, and our fans. They looking to take over the stadium. They want to do the OHIO every stadium. They don't care where it's at.
Oh, yeah.
I always remember the Cal when I went to Cal Berkeley and they did the OHIO. And I was like, this is crazy that y'all all the way out here in California and then took over the stadium. It's a big environment. It's a big game and everybody treats it as such.
I tend to notice like little things. I'm always looking for ties back home when I'm traveling. I think a lot of people do that, right? If you get on a plane, and you're, maybe you're connecting in like Denver or something where you're just going and you hop on a flight and it's like, oh, look, there's a Buckeye hat or there's somewhere in like a Guardians or Reds or some local team. But I was out in Seattle a couple years ago for a week. We were out there. My sister-in-law lived out there. We went to visit. I saw probably at least 10 or 12 Buckeye hats, like or shirts or something scarlet and gray. Yeah, that was definitely Ohio State. Yep. And it's like, I feel like you could probably say that with any major city in the U.S. because Ohio State grads are everywhere.
Yes.
Ohio State fans are everywhere. This brand is something like Duke basketball was, like the Yankees, the Lakers. There's just some teams that it's like they've kind of become their own thing.
This just happened to me. So when I did the Oregon show, I was sitting there and I was talking to Kenyon, and
Kenyon Barner, you were out at Oregon doing the Big Ten tailgate,
so
right?
Kenyon he was talking about when for the Texas game, they sent Kenyon here to like shoot content and stuff. So he was telling me, he's like, man, yeah, one of the funnest things I did was I was yelling OH, and everybody was talking about IO, and I was like, yeah, wherever you go, they say wherever you go in this world, if you yell out OH, somebody's bound to say IO.
Yeah.
So we sitting there having this conversation. Like 30 minutes later, somebody just in Oregon says OH, and I say IO, right? And I said, see, I just told him about this. So it is a comforting feeling that you get, and it's crazy just how many Buckeye fans there is. I will always remember being in Seattle, like. Obviously, that's where I picked to go. And first day of training camp, I ran out, and I'm thinking to myself, man, it's crazy. I'm like, oh, I ain't the only person out here because Nick Vanette went out there with me, so I had like another Buckeye brother there.
Yeah.
But it was like, man, it's crazy. Like, it's just me and him all the way out here. And I get out there, and some fan got this big red Ohio State flag and wanted us to sign. I'm like, you out Buckeye out here? So it was just like a comforting feeling, like, okay, I'm not the only guy around in this area. So it was cool.
Oh, and I was asking my sister-in-law about it. She went to Ohio State. Like, she also is a Buckeye. And she was like, oh, yeah, I see Buckeye stuff all the time out here. Like, it's a big city. I'm sure there's lots of fans from lots of different places, but when you think about what Seattle is, like, it's a tech hub. There's a lot of giant companies out there. Those giant companies are recruiting from really good schools. And I don't know if people understand what Ohio State has done educationally over the last few decades. When I went there, I got in on main campus. It wasn't a problem. I guarantee you, if I tried that now, I'd be like 2 years out at OSU Marion or something else. Like, it is the best of the best. They have really raised the game there, and I'm just telling you, like, they don't go recruit necessarily just any school. These big tech companies, they go to places like Ohio State. They go to these places where they know engineering school's really good there. They've got a lot of different if
you hit
intelligent people walking around here on campus, and they go get jobs in places like Seattle. So you don't think all those people that are Buckeye fans, Buckeye grads, when this schedule came out a few years ago, it said Washington in Ohio State in Seattle, like, they absolutely circled that, said, honey, we got to buy tickets. We got to do this. There will be plenty of Buckeyes out there, to your point. It'll be a noisy environment.
Oh, for sure.
I just think people I don't think people understand that, like, oh, it's a former Pac-12 school. It's way out there on the West Coast. Buckeyes are going to travel out there. Okay, let's find out. Let's watch tomorrow and see how much scarlet you see in that sea of purple. I guarantee you it'll be a lot more than you think. And that won't surprise us Buckeye fans, but the national media will probably be a little surprised by just how many people are out there yet again.
I'm actually excited. I really am. It's Saturdays just ain't the same when the Buckeyes aren't playing, and I actually like the fact that Washington is really good. I hate the fact that they don't get the respect that they deserve, but I'm just interested to see how good our defense really is. If they smother like that offense, like, you can't tell me nothing no more. That. You can't. Because I really respect Jonah Coleman. I respect Damon Williams as a playmaker, and I think Denzel Boston makes big plays. If they shut all three of them down,
oh yeah,
like, man.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Like, as a longtime Buckeye fan, there's a part of this where I hear, Denzel Boston. I think David Boston, and I think guys with D and Boston in the name at wide receiver give me a little bit of that. Worries me, because I wouldn't have wanted to go up against our D Boston back in the day.
Yeah, that's true.
But now, like, yeah, I'm not at all trying to besmirch what Washington is. I think they're a good football team. I just think the conversation has gone from this unranked Washington team and Ohio State. You might think it's going to be a 3-touchdown game. It might be closer to like 10 or 12 points. It might be a pretty good game. To now, we've got people kind of openly talking about upset, and I feel like we've just gone this has swung a little too far the other way. I think it'll be a good game. I think there's a reasonable level of nervousness for Ohio State fans, sure. But Ryan Day's coming off of a bye week. Ohio State has played a tough defense in Texas. This is a road test, yes, but they had the perfect way to set this up. Huge test to start the season. couple weeks to recover and get their bearings again, a bye week to focus in, and now we're ready to go. So I'm getting more confident. I actually feel like teasing the line up to like Ohio State has to cover. If I was going to bet this, I might even go up 10, 12 points, something like that, to say, yeah, let's see if it cover. See what you get for 12.5, something like that.
You're getting in Dylan's world.
I'm just saying, like, I'm feeling more confident as we go into this. And the more I watch Washington, they are an excellent offense. That defense, go flip the tape on.
It's trash.
We're just not covering the whole
say
game.
They trash,
here.
But
they're not what people. I'm saying
they secondary is Swiss cheese. It got some holes in it.
Yeah, so I don't think. And if they go man, like we
you can't do that.
No, but that's literally what they do defensively. That is their thing.
That's what they did.
Well, okay.
You know who they got on Ohio State? You better not.
I'm saying if they choose to stay true to who they are.
They go man to man. Then this is a Max Clare day. I won't even say JJ. It'll be a Max Clare day.
If they stay true to who they are, that's a problem. If they have to do something they're not used to doing, like you said, they're already not great at doing it. So now you have them playing in a way that they're not used to, that they don't prefer to play. That's probably not going to be great either for them. Just saying, we're looking at crowd noise and that offense, and we're forgetting about the whole rest of the game. And we're forgetting about this OSU defense, I feel like, at least in the national narrative. So, Buckeye fans, I'm telling you, I don't think you need to be as nervous about this. Not that it's going to be a 3-touchdown game or anything, but I don't think Buckeyes will lose in this game. I don't think it's going to be within a touchdown. We have some stats for you regarding the Browns and Lions matchup this weekend. I'll give you that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, for folks in New Albany, we're seeing some of the worst conditions when it comes to dense fog out there. That 161 eastbound direction over by Beach Road, pretty slow moving already this morning. Looking at 17 miles per hour for your drive times out there. A similar situation over on that 62 eastbound direction, just past that 161 intersection over by Smiths Mill Road. Definitely slow moving this morning. Again, want to make sure folks are taking it nice and easy on the roads, planning ahead and just driving slow, being aware of others with this dense fog we're noticing this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Get Eco.
We come through for you when you need us to.
Our scuba diving plumbers can do anything.
Increase your water pressure.
Give you unlimited hot water.
Fix your drips and leaks.
Soften your water so it doesn't leave spots.
Install a whole house filter.
Replace your shower heads and faucets so your house looks brand new.
And provide you with winning lottery numbers.
Get Eco.
ECO. They cannot provide you with winning lottery numbers.
I can.
Tell us.
3, 21, 24, 34, 46. That's $103 million.
Those numbers will be this week's winners?
No, those were the winning numbers a month ago.
Get Eco.
ECO.
But EcoFi Advantage is a guaranteed winner.
For just $28 a month, EcoFi Advantage covers all 3 systems.
Plumbing, electrical, and HVAC.
Get Eco.
ECO. Scuba diving plumbers, genius electricians, and incredibly handsome HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Ready for your next truck? At Krieger Ford, we have just what you're looking for. Trade in your vehicle and get a new Ford F-150 with a black appearance package for $11,000 off MSRP. It's all part of the Krieger commitment. Best cars, best people, peace of mind. Visit us today on Morris Road in Columbus or find your new truck at KriegerFord.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. It's time to ditch the traffic jams and the rat race and take in that crisp morning air, the crackle of a warm campfire. With RCD RV's Fall Into Adventure sale, you can. September 15th through the 30th, you can cozy up to incredible deals. Sale pricing on all remaining new 2025 models. And RCD has travel trailers starting under $12,995, as well as pre-owned motorhomes priced under $39,995. Visit one of our 3 locations, Delaware, Heath, Pataskala. Shop online anytime at rcdrv.com.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mail. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Hey, it's Anthony. Tailgating, hiking stadium stairs, going out after the games. It's a great time of year. It's also the time of year I'm on my feet a lot. And there won't be a time when I don't have my personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store in my shoes. They make all the difference for me. They help my feet, my hips, my back. They're not just like regular insoles. They're designed so I get firm yet flexible function. They actually correct poor foot biomechanics and give me even more comfort. The fitting process is simple. From the moment you walk in, the Good Feet store will personalize the process. From the pain that brought you to them in the first place to your lifestyle needs. They'll properly measure your feet and arch size. Then take the free test walk. If you love them, wear them home like I did. Your new arch supports will help you begin living the life you love without your feet getting in the way. Just stop by the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City and learn more at goodfeet.com.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. After retiring from professional football, I never expected that me, Bobby, I'd have low testosterone. So I went to my friends over at Affinity, I got my labs done, and now I've been on a testosterone replacement plan with Affinity for 8+ years. Best of all, they've supplemented it with peptides and lots of other great products. Learn why me and thousands of men trust the experts at Affinity to feel their best. Get more energy, better workouts, feel like yourself again. And do not waste another day. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com today.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tyvis has a bum wrist from playing football. Bone has a bum wrist from opening the heavy doors at Sheets. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Football Friday here on The Fan. Don't forget, tomorrow, coverage, Ohio State, Washington, 3:30 kick. That is all coming to you. Starting at 10 a.m., we will have coverage right here on The Fan. We'll go all day long with that. We will have the post game for you. We will have all the reactions on Sunday morning, on Monday morning with us.
Is it true that you was the main guy pushing the narrative that Washington was good all week?
What do you mean I was the main guy pushing that?
That's what they said. Maj who? MJ in the chat said Tebow was the main guy pushing the narrative that Washington was going to win, was good all week. Buckeyes by 21.
Okay. See, what I'm telling you is I think when we saw this game come up, I said, I think people look at an unranked Washington and think they're nothing. And then, I was because I watch ball, I was one of the first people, I think, locally or nationally, who was saying they're not like a regular unranked team. They're a pretty good team. You should keep an eye on this. I didn't look at it as, oh, man, the Buckeyes are in danger of losing this game. I looked at it as this is going to be a good test. I've also been someone who's telling you, and I will keep saying it, Washington is a good test for when you go out there. It is loud. It is crazy. It is all those things. I don't think it's like the loudest stadium in the history of college football. I think sometimes we're overblowing that too. Like this whole thought about Ohio State with the alumni that are going to be out there. So I'm just I've told you, I think it'll be like a 10-point game. I said that yesterday. I've been saying that all week. I just don't think it's going to be like, oh my gosh, Ohio State runs away with it. Yeah. But I think it's something where Ohio State, this game will never be in jeopardy for Ohio State. I think it'll be fine. Ohio State will go out there, take care of business, probably win by 10 points, 2 touchdowns, something like that. That's where I'm kind of living on this.
I'm open for them facing a little adversity. I'm open for them going down a little bit. I think, let if Washington scores the first touchdown, I'd be interested to see how they respond.
To T-Bone's point in his defense, I feel like there's been 2 main narratives about this game. One, the line movement when it opened up at 14.5 2 weeks ago, and then now it's down to like 8.5, went as low as 7.5, depending on where you're looking at. And 2, Washington being underrated and not getting a vote in the AP poll or whatever. But I feel like you've said at some point, maybe Washington was getting disrespected. And I feel like the reason why that line was even noticed was because Ohio State was on a bye.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why we noticed the line 2 weeks ago. And then it kind of corrected itself now. But now it's like we're on the other side now. Now I think we're getting to the point that Washington is getting too much credit almost, when early on the narrative was that they're not getting enough.
Yeah, I'm not going to get the. I was the guy saying I never said Washington's winning this game, and I never said that I thought Washington had like, oh my gosh, they're going to come in here and just destroy the Buckeyes or something like that. No, I said a few weeks ago too, and I got crap for this, where I was like, it's loud. I don't think it's going to be the toughest environment you can ever play football in. I think Ohio State will be able to handle this. They will be ready for it. I'm not that nervous about Julian Sain in this environment. I understand there's a narrative out there about it. I'm just telling you, I think he'll figure it out. Maybe it takes him a couple quarters.
That noise thing is, I think it's a little overrated.
You mean for Washington or just in general?
In general.
Okay.
Like that loud stuff. Like, yeah, it messes up the cadence and all that, but if you got the guy that's got the signal that's tapping the guy that's center to snap the ball, like I don't.
Yeah.
If you got hand signals, like for me, like all right, you got the signal, cool.
Yeah, I mean,
like that's all you need.
Look, the reality, yes, if they don't have that worked out, then sure, that can become a problem.
If they don't have that worked out, then that's a tactical error on the head guy for allowing this guy. Like, if you ain't ready for the noise, that's on the head guy not getting your guys ready.
Do you think that's likely to happen?
That's impossible.
Given they've had 2 weeks to think about this, and it's all the narrative has been.
If you go to that, Woody, they can crank that volume up all for 2 weeks. That man had to sit there and try to communicate for 2 weeks without being able to verbally say what he wanted to say. And they act like the stadium don't get loud here. Like the Texas game, I'm sure it was loud, and they still was able to operate. Yes, when on offense, maybe the crowd wasn't as loud, but there's still noise.
Yeah, I think, again, it's a factor. It's not like it doesn't matter. It's just, I think sometimes now we're getting to a point where people have turned this into, oh my gosh, Buckeyes are on upset watch. Upset watch. That has never came from my mouth, and it will not come from my mouth on this game.
This game will go exactly like this. Washington going to go down there and score the first touchdown, 7-0. Everybody's going to be like, oh, man.
Here it goes.
Their defense going to come out. They're going to force a stop. And they're going to get the ball back. Everybody, oh, man. And then they're not going to do a thing. And then Ohio State's just going to roll them in the second half, and it's going to be probably a 14-point game.
See?
I just wrote down bet Washington to score first.
Look, you got to stop. You need to stop. Everything isn't gambling.
No, it is. It apparently isn't, Dylan.
Is that a thing? You can bet Washington to score first?
Oh, you can bet who scores the first touchdown. You can bet who wins the first quarter, who wins the first half, all that stuff. Yes, you can. Who scores the last touchdown? You can do all that crap. Yes.
I like how I think Tyvis knows all these things, and he's just acting coy to act like he's not also a gambling degenerate.
I know about anytime touchdowns, but I didn't know you could be like, I'm betting Washington scores the first touchdown of the game. I didn't know that.
I'll look up the odds during the break.
We have stats for you on this Browns-Lions matchup. Obviously, the Browns going up there to Detroit. Big win they had this past weekend against the Packers. There's some optimism for the Browns, clearly, at least with how this defense is playing. But it's you do need both sides of the football, and I just think without a pick late in that game, there's no chance the Browns would have won that game against the Packers. They made something happen, to be fair. But now they got to go up against the Lions offense that looks a little rejuvenated. Here's a couple things to keep in mind for this game. Browns are one of 2 remaining teams, and I would love to see if you guys can guess who the other one is. 2 remaining teams without a passing play of 30 yards or more in the NFL this season.
Without a 30?
They're the only 2. There's 2 teams that have not thrown a pass more than 30 yards all season long. One of them is the Browns. The other one will become fairly obvious when you find out who their quarterback is. Like when you figure out who it is, it'll make sense.
Is it the Saints?
Not the Saints, but that's a good guess.
That was going to be my guess.
They have a rookie quarterback. He has not. He's been okay. He was the number 1 pick.
Cam Ward, Titans.
Yeah, Titans are the only ones that haven't done it. They haven't had a 30-yard pass. So that's kind of weird, right? Where you have a rookie quarterback who hasn't done it, which is kind of, I guess, not surprising. They're trying to. But then you also have like the oldest quarterback or one of the oldest quarterbacks playing in the NFL, and that guy also is not allowed to throw the ball down the field, which it's kind of bizarre given that that's something that he did pretty well when he played here previously. So
I'm interested to see Jackson Dart this Sunday.
Oh, going over to the Giants?
Yeah.
That'll be, I mean, he's got a lot of big play potential if they unleash him, but he also has a lot of, he's going to be one of those risk reward guys where it's just, you're going to have a lot of interceptions, I feel like, with him, but that may be something he can negate by throwing some big plays for you and scoring some touchdowns.
Typically, the first quarterback that's drafted doesn't do well off the bat. and Jackson Dart was second. So I want to see what the second guy. He was like in the 20s or something like that. So he's in that spot where it's like he probably going to pan out. And if he does pan out and be like a really top 10 quarterback, Browns fans are going to be upset.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this may be the week where we finally get to see. There might be a little Dylan Gabriel action happening.
I don't think it's going to be this week. I think London and Pittsburgh. You can talk me into it.
I know you said not everything's about gambling, but I saw on DraftKings that the Browns are now plus 10, and out of pure principle, it being in the NFL, I have to bet the Browns and plus the 10. I just have to. Fair. That's so many points in the NFL, but I don't feel good about it. I actually already bet it.
These, by the way, of course you did. By the way, one last quick stat. Lions have scored a touchdown on 52.2% of their drives this past 2 weeks. The league average in the last 2 weeks was 23%. So, again, it's a strength on strength. That defense for the Browns going up against his Lions offense will be a very interesting matchup to keep an eye on. By the way, those stats from Warren Sharp. Good football analysis. If you like that stuff, go check him out. He obviously does a great job with his analysis.
You should have took the under on the game, though.
Well,
I still can.
If you're sick of hearing gambling advice, too bad. Best bets of the weekend is coming up next. Devo and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Still noticing some dense fog in different parts of the metro for this Friday morning commute, particularly for folks over in the northeast corner, over by Westerville, New Albany, 161, not looking too good this morning, especially over by the airport, 670 eastbound. Thankfully, your drive times are still pretty average right now, but for drivers heading in these areas, want to make sure folks are taking it nice and slow, being well aware of their surroundings. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
The Ohio State University Army ROTC isn't just a curriculum. It's more than just a path to a degree. For more than 150 years, we have been forging tomorrow's leaders. Here you will find your purpose, your mission, your ROTC family. At Ohio State, you're not just joining Army ROTC, you're stepping into a history of excellence that spans generations. Learn more at arotc.osu.edu. Buckeyes lead the way.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Dormar, your climate hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Kirkus & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Kirkus & Associates. Attorneys who care.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
When we started the company, I was absolutely going to build my own plant. We can build a very, very good window and sell it at a reasonable price. And if you buy from a company that is a dealer, they have to order the part from the factory, have it sent, and then schedule a service. I got 500 locks out back. If you need a lock, it'll take me 15 seconds to walk back here and grab one for you.
Visit our showroom today at 4200 Roberts Road.
Truck drivers, have you been searching for a more reliable driving job? Get the paychecks and predictability you need as a Schneider driver. Schneider's large selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers have access to great benefits with a 401k match and a 24/7 support team. Get the keys to a better driving job. Search openings near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com.
Get the MVP, more value price from Coughlin Chevrolet. Lease a new 2026 Chevy Trailblazer, only $198 a month. New 26 Chevy Equinox, $239 a month. Or a new 26 Silverado, just $399 a month. Visit CoughlinChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
36-month lease with $39.99 due at signing, plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. See dealer for details. Ends 9/30/25.
Listen up. That's the sound of big money.
ABC Tonight, Celebrity Wheel of Fortune is back.
Yes, that's it.
With big stars from the silver screen to the dance floor.
Tarek Huff. Actor Katie Lowe's is here. Joey McIntyre.
Big thrills.
These stars are in it to win it.
And big fun.
Keep your shirt on. I'm out.
Ryan Seacrest and Vanna White host Celebrity Wheel of Fortune.
Tonight at 8 on ABC6.
Good morning, Columbus. It's going to be a good day, and it's going to be big. With the biggest morning news team in Central Ohio, Good Day Columbus. The biggest news, weather, and traffic in town every day. Bringing you over 5 hours of breaking news, live reports, and continuing coverage, and stories that'll make you smile. First Warning Weather gets you ready for the day ahead, and Steer Clear Team Traffic will get you to work on time. Good Day Columbus. Weekday mornings on ABC6. It's going to be a good day.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. And if you're gearing up for the big game, don't forget the MVP of desserts, Sanders Chocolate Fudge Bumpy Cake. This legendary treat just made its way to Ohio. Finally! We're talking rich devil's food cake, buttery cream bumps, and a fudge icing that is just unfair. They'd throw a flag on it if it was actually on the field. Bring one to your next tailgate, watch party, or even a team celebration, and you'll be the real hero. Available now at Kroger and Meijer, Sanders Bumpy Cake. It's game day greatness.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cincinnati Reds were able to avoid the sweep and defeat the Pittsburgh Pirates 2-1. However, the New York Mets also won, so the Redlegs still remain one game out of that final NL wildcard spot with 3 games to go. Cincinnati starts a series with Miami tonight. On the other hand, the Cleveland Guardians were going for the sweep versus the Detroit Tigers, but failed to do so, losing 4-2. That puts Cleveland and Detroit in a tie for first place in the AL Central. The Guardians start their last series of the season against the Texas Rangers tonight. And finally, in the NFL last night, Thursday Night Football, Jason Myers booted a 52-yard field goal on the final play, lifting Seattle to a 23-20 win over Arizona. This update was sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local, drink High Bank. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Tyvis played in some of the biggest stadiums in the world. T-Bone has eaten some of the biggest pizzas in the world. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Lots coming up today. We have special guests coming up at 8:30, just confirmed during the show. A rarity, but we pulled it together. Been working on it a couple days. Former Buckeye, Kirk Coleman, going to join the show at 8:30. He's a guy who went up to Washington, was on that Ohio State team back in 2007 when they went and visited the Huskies. And we're pretty sure, watching the highlights of that game, he had a block of a field goal in that game. One of the Buckeyes did. He was in the backfield and had his arms up when the field goal was blocked, but a little bit of the highlight I was watching was not exactly in 4K. So it was hard to tell if it was him
we
or
need some clarity.
Someone else's arm that got it, but it looked like it was him.
Or if it was somebody next to him.
Well, you can ask him.
We will ask him at 8:30, so you can check in with that.
But now, that field goal was 10-7 in the third quarter, and then the Buckeyes went on to win 33-17.
Yeah, they started rolling after that.
Yeah.
Once Brian Robisky caught that fade, the floodgates.
It was, man. I forgot. Like watching that, the look was so clean. The uniforms, the everything they had going on that year was very nice. I forgot about. I didn't have as much recollection of the Todd Beckman era at Ohio State, but going back, it all flooded back to me. And I remember
I think
Beanie Wells just trucking dudes on the sideline. It was quite fun to watch in this game.
I think I wiped Todd Beckman quarterback play from my memory, actually. I don't remember him.
Right to Terrell Pryor.
Yes,
You went from Troy to Terrell.
I don't remember him playing at all. I was a child, but still, I don't remember Todd Beckman at all.
This guy played quarterback for Ohio State when they went to a national championship game.
I understand that, but I think
I'm with you that
the result of that national championship game has forced me to black out when it comes to Todd Beckman.
I know, and that's a shame because he had a good year. That was another year where they beat Michigan, right? He did all the things you want, just didn't at the end get the job done when it came to that final result. But I remember thinking that year, I was like, well, there's no way we're losing 2 years in a row. That's not happening. And then yes, it was. That's exactly what happened. To not lose in 2 years in a row in the national championship game. No, unfortunately, that did happen. But we will talk with Kirk Coleman coming up at 8:30 about that Washington game and what it's like to play up there. Now, though, let's talk about some ways to maybe win you some money.
Gambling is a risky proposition, especially when you listen to these guys. Here's your best bets for the weekend.
And you know what, Dylan? I took some inspiration from you. I went and placed my wagers during the commercial break on both these games.
Y'all sad,
We're set up. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm all set up for the weekend.
Y'all really are degenerates.
Yeah, that's right. Now I'm going to give you one game that I think tonight no one. I'm telling you to keep this one on your radar. TCU. They are freshly in the rankings. They are heading up to Arizona State, playing there in Tempe, Arizona. In the real stadium, and they're not playing where they played the Cardinals game yesterday. They're playing it on ASU's campus. And here's what I'll tell you. That TCU defense, saw them at the beginning of the year, shut down North Carolina. Then they had I think they played Abilene Christian or some nothing school. They had a bye week. Last week they went up against SMU, and they held SMU to, I want to say, 3 touchdowns, which that's an offense that can score points. Their defense sucks, but their offense can score points. TCU's defense, pretty good. And I think it is a for-real defense. And I think it will handle this Arizona State offense and slow it down. The line, if you can find it, is 3.5 in favor of Arizona State. So TCU getting 3.5 points on the road. I took the points. I'm not going with they're going to pull the upset, or I don't even know if it's an upset. Technically, I mean, they are the underdog, but they're also the ranked team coming in here. Either way, I'm going to take the points with TCU tonight. 3.5 if you can find it.
Give me Iguodala. No, I am looking at tomorrow's games. I'm going down to the SEC. I'm going to take Bama on the money line against Georgia.
Straight up.
Not on. I don't even need the plus 3.5 or the plus 2.5. I'm gonna take Bama straight on the money line and say that they're gonna beat Georgia.
What's giving you the confidence there? Just you feel like this is their chance to right the ship?
Yeah,
I've been hearing all the noise.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that first game against Florida State kind of woke them up. They've been playing fairly decent. I think Ty Simpson's became a really good quarterback. And on top of that, when you look at playmakers, they have the best playmaker out of both teams, and that's Ryan Williams. So when I look at Georgia's offense, I'm
with you. I'll tell you this. I actually like Ty Simpson as a quarterback better than Gunnar Stockton. I'd take him. If you put him on Georgia's team, that's a national championship winner. They're the favorites, no questions asked. He's a better quarterback. But I'm with you that the Alabama team has to prove their toughness. So this is a game where everyone's talking about how soft you are. Go prove it.
They got to beat Georgia. Yeah. So give me Bama on the money line.
I like that.
Give me Iguodala.
Dylan, what's one you've got for us?
Tyvis, I love that. I almost went with that one. I almost went with Ole Miss, but T-Bone, we have our first conflict of interest.
Yes.
Yes. I found Arizona State minus 2.5 on FanDuel, and for all the reasons you like TCU, those are all the reasons why I hate TCU.
Really?
I feel like everyone is hyped up on them. They're freshly in the top 25, and one of my favorite gambling systems is a unranked favorite versus a ranked opponent. If TCU is ranked and Arizona State is not, Why is Arizona State the favorite? It's because Vegas knows something we don't know, and I'm not betting against them. So give me Arizona State -2.5 if you can find it. Try to get it under 3.
See, this is good because we have very conflicting theories. My theory is TCU is always underrated by the public, and people are going, "Oh, Arizona State, yeah, playoff team last year. This is stupid." I feel like this is the public jumping on an Arizona State team that I don't think is as good as they were last year, but we'll find out.
Yes.
We both are betting this game, so that's interesting. Moving to the NFL. I have been saying I am fading the Colts. I don't feel like the Colts are for real. I will believe in them more if they go beat the Rams this weekend on the road. However, I'm not making a statement about who's winning this game, though I do think it will be the Rams. I'm looking at the over-under. 49.5. When I look at this secondary, the Rams had that game won against Philly last week, right? And then what'd they do? Gave up a whole bunch of yards and let Philly just get back in the game. Their secondary has some issues.
Swiss cheese.
They have some issues. I don't know if I'd call them Swiss cheese, but they have some issues. Meanwhile, that Colts pass rush is not great to me. This is two offenses that I think can move the ball and score points against two defenses that have struggled at times against good offenses. So I'm going to take the over, 49.5. Going to go over on that one.
We're going NFL. I have two that I'm really going back and forth with. One of them, Dylan would smile if I said it. He would smile. I'm gonna go.
Has to do with Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers.
I'm gonna take Philly minus the 3.5 over the Bucks.
I thought about that one too, of course, but I found an uglier, more disgusting game to bet on.
Great.
And that's the Bears and the Raiders.
I got that down on my paper.
That was the other one you were looking at.
Raiders -1.5 is my play. I feel like everyone.
Really?
Yes, I feel like everyone is very high on the Bears after they destroyed the Dallas Cowboys defense. But you know who else lit up the Dallas Cowboys defense? Russell Wilson 2 weeks ago, and now he's on the bench. So it's apparently not that hard to do. So that's why I think people are high on the Bears. So give me the Raiders -1.5.
Yeah, that's
the Raiders.
Okay, that's interesting because Tyvis, in here you were saying
I take the Bears on the money line.
Yeah, just straight up you were on that. So I mean, it's not that big of a line, right? It's 1.5 points, but we'll see. So Dylan is at odds with. I mean, you didn't officially make that pick, Tyvis, but I know you were saying you kind of felt that way. We are at odds on our official picks when it comes to this TCU game. So,
and you bet it already.
Oh yeah, I'm already in.
I'm bet it very much earlier than today. Is all I will say.
Wow,
that's earlier in the week.
Wow, is that how you got it at 2.5?
Oh well, it's 2.5 at FanDuel now.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Actually, my official bet on the apps was Arizona State money line, but for the sake of this bit,
I see.
I still think 2.5 is a good number.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
fair. Former NFL player is single-handedly trying to build his entire NFL franchise for himself. We'll explain next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Friday. Well, along with the dense fog, we are noticing some major slowdowns for folks in New Albany this morning. First up, we have a traffic alert for slow traffic, basically over by that 161 eastbound direction, over by Beach Road. Just some major congestion in that area. But also because of this, we're noticing a new crash this morning in that same area. It's again 161 eastbound, just by that 62 intersection, a right lane block this morning, down to single digits when it comes to drive times. 7 miles per hour this Friday morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Tri-State Men's Health and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Everybody poops. Everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. It's time to ditch the traffic jams and the rat race and take in that crisp morning air, the crackle of a warm campfire. With RCD RV's Fall Into Adventure sale, you can. September 15th through the 30th, you can cozy up to incredible deals. Sale pricing on all remaining new 2025 models. And RCD has travel trailers starting under $12,995, as well as pre-owned motorhomes priced under $39,995. Visit one of our 3 locations, Delaware, Heath, Pataskala. Shop online anytime at rcdrv.com.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store today. Walk-ins are always welcome. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Scraped Ohio necklaces, Blocko earrings, Ohio State bangles, and more. You'll find an exclusive collection of luxury Buckeye jewelry you'll love at the Diamond Cellar, starting at $99. Show your Buckeye love at the Diamond Cellar, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. And if you're gearing up for the big game, don't forget the MVP of desserts, Sanders Chocolate Fudge Bumpy Cake. This legendary treat just made its way to Ohio. Finally! We're talking rich devil's food cake, buttery cream bumps, and a fudge icing that is just unfair. They'd throw a flag on it if it was actually on the field. Bring one to your next tailgate, watch party, or even a team celebration, and you'll be the real hero. Available now at Kroger and Meijer, Sanders Bumpy Cake. It's game day greatness.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
Ohio's teachers are dedicated to providing our kids with the world-class education they need to become strong, critical thinkers, and future leaders. And that means having honest, age-appropriate conversations about the tough subjects. We all need to stand up for honesty in education and academic freedom. Our students deserve nothing less.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Rothman and Ice.
But I do want to know maybe the most famous person you have a picture with. I want you to think about that. Tiger Woods.
That's a tease. Oh,
that's
great.
Do it after the break.
Gosh darn it.
Rothman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Here's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast on your Friday. We're tracking some fog around in the morning, but sunshine for this afternoon. High temperatures reach to the upper 70s. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies as temperatures cool down into the upper 50s. And we are tracking a beautiful weekend with more sunshine, and low 80s are on the forecast here for Saturday and Sunday. And we'll see the warm weather stick around into next week with more sunshine and highs in the 80s here on Monday and Tuesday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
Let's see. High school, Buckeyes, Browns, kids in the retention pond. It must be Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Football is good. The Fan. Two men who both know the value of a good hat.
You're bald!
This is Bone and Tyvis.
Talk to former Buckeye Kirk Coleman coming up at 8:30. He played in the game against Washington back in 2007. Knows a little bit about going onto that field, getting the job done. Buckeyes, of course, hoping to do that tomorrow, 3:30 in Seattle against the Huskies. Coverage starts here on the Fan, bright and early, 10 a.m. We'll have it all for you here. More discussion on that throughout the day. Obviously, we'll talk about what the guards need to do to lock up the AL Central, which is such a crazy phrase to say. Reds are not out of it. They win their game yesterday. They needed that because the Mets also won, but they are still only a game back with 3 to play. So all the stakes for this weekend for those teams as well. We'll get into all that in our discussions coming up. But this story got sent to me. I'm sure it got sent to you guys. This was one of the bigger stories in the NFL yesterday, and it involves a guy who has not played in the NFL for a very long time. Legendary NFL running back, Shaun Alexander. He had a story come out yesterday that he and his wife, Valerie, I believe is her name, they are expecting their 14th child. Let them live. That's a lot of kids. They apparently have been together since 2002. And they have just a healthy brood of children, and this is going to be child number 14. We found out yesterday. So
he's been going to Tri-State Men's Health or Columbus Clinic. That's what you're saying.
I'm sorry. And Dylan, I think I've got this one.
Okay.
What has he been doing?
Having sex.
Now, in the having sex award in the NFL, we have a new entrant in the chat because I was not aware of Shaun Alexander's.
I thought Phillip Rivers was the worst.
That was he.
Then it was Antonio. And then Antonio Cromartie had like 12.
Yeah,
I felt like it was like Travis Henry might have had a bunch of kids. 14, man.
14. So that's yeah, that's getting up there with the Duggar family. You know, the ones that had 18 and counting, 19 and counting where they were. And I watched a documentary on those folks. Obviously, that's a lot of issues with that family is all I'm going to say. Go do your own research on that, but not great.
I don't understand why I feel like the three of us just learned this yesterday, and I imagine most people did. Like, Shaun Alexander won an NFL MVP. Mm-hmm. Why don't we know about how many kids he has when it's this many? We knew, like Tyvis said, we knew about Phillip Rivers and Antonio Cromartie not knowing the names of all his kids. Why didn't we know that Shaun Alexander was out here?
I don't know. Maybe people did. Maybe there are people who are like, oh, yeah, this is not surprising at all. But, I was very aware of it with Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we heard that so much about how many kids he had. And because then they have 11? 10 or 11?
10.
Okay,
10 right
10.
now.
Okay. Yeah, so I feel like we had heard that. You're right, with Antonio Cromartie, we heard that a lot. But that was also in part because he had the interview where they asked him to name all his children.
I actually think it was on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I think you're right on that. And so that's where I know that one, in my mind, comes from, that people became aware. But, hey, some people are very private. Shaun Alexander maybe isn't, talking about this a lot publicly, but this came out there, and now we found out. So congratulations to him and Valerie, and hopefully, healthy child and all that stuff. But I, as a parent of 3 kids, have no idea how, families that have more than, I could see going to 4 or 5 and still being in the same boat kind of that we are with 3, where it's just chaotic, but it's manageable. When you get into double-digit children, I really don't understand. How in the world are you able to keep anybody's name straight? How are you able to be aware of anything going on with the family? I struggle to know everything going on with my 3 kids at all given times, let alone with 14 of them. That's insane.
If I had 14 kids, man.
How many jobs would you need if you had 14 kids?
I was thinking of that's what I was sitting here thinking. I'd never sleep.
I mean, you have 2 kids and at least 3 jobs that I know of right now.
I have to have double. So I have to have at least double the amount of jobs of kids I have. So right now I got 2. I got 5 jobs. So that
5?
means with 2.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Mathing on that, my friend.
You know what I'd do? I'd have to sell my soul and start OnlyFans. That's what I'd do.
I think once we go into the zone defense instead of the man-to-man is when you've lost your mind a little bit on the kids. I think more than 2 is too much.
See, I don't have a problem with more than 2.
I can tell you,
I think
it is a game changer.
I think 4 would be like the absolute max for me.
We have so many friends that have 2 kids, and they're like 2 kids are now at ages where they were like relatively close together, and so now they've hit the ages where it's like, oh, they're both over 10. So you can kind of like, it's easier to go out to eat with them because you don't have like a toddler sitting there throwing food all over the place, right? Like the 3rd one to me is where it does kind of separate, because now we find with our friends with 2, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to be in Greece this weekend. You know, we're taking a trip. And we're like, oh, that's weekend. That's not for us. 3 kids? No. 2? Maybe.
You can't
3?
You can't take 3
No,
kids.
it's a whole new variable. The 3rd one is the wild card. And I think most people who have 3 kids probably know, like, the 2nd one is usually a little wilder than the 1st one.
The middle child is always the wild child.
No. I'm telling you, my middle child is unique. She is interesting. She has a lot of quirks. The youngest is feral. Like, that kid could live in the woods and would be perfectly fine.
I feel like that right now with my youngest. You know,
just wait till you have a 3rd. If you do,
my youngest,
I'll tell you what.
With my youngest, I forgot to tell you this. I got 2 stories about my kids.
Okay.
One, my youngest a couple weeks ago had got this like certificate for being like nice to kids and showing like she's nice and all those things. So
at school, yeah.
When I see that, I said, my girl did that? I've learned that my youngest daughter lives 2 lives. In school, she's one way, but at home, she's a totally different way. It is shocking to learn this.
We've done that in like parent-teacher conferences. We've had similar things where we're like, she cleaned up?
Yeah.
What? She goes and picks up the classroom?
What?
Since when? And I have to like cover and be like, oh yeah, that's she does that. And then at home, I'm like, where is this? Why are we not getting the clean up kid?
I'm trying
We're
to figure this.
Throw the trash on the floor, kid, and then look at you and be like, pick it up, Mom. Pick it up, Dad. Like, what? Why can't Mrs. Nielsen have that?
That is exactly how me and my wife feels. Like, wait a minute. Why is it that when you at home, we get this version of you that we got to deal with all this extra, but you go to school and it's great. You're just great.
Oh, I felt gaslit at many a parent-teacher conference where they're like, your daughter does this and that. And I'm like, what? And then it's like, you want to say, like, no. You're talking about Vivian Smith, right? That's not a Valerie Smith or somebody else here. Like, that's the one, right? Okay. Good to know. Like, it's just, it's night and day. And it's almost like, it's kind of like they're the ones that like confuse you because you're sitting there thinking like, I know my kid well. I know who they are. And then they go to school and they're a different person.
So me and my
your
wife
daughter was out there driving a car and smoking cigarettes. What? Wait a second. I'd be just as shocked as she cleaned her room. She cleans up the whole classroom.
Kind. Like, I feel like, how is you like? So you just playing a game at home? You capable of doing everything, but you just act like you can't.
Dude, I had a moment the other day where I took my younger 2 to the doctor for their checkups. Right, we're sitting in the doctor's office. I'm talking. This is how hard it is for me to keep track of 3 kids and everything going on. Doctor says, take him to the dentist regularly, and I go, yep. Then she says, take him to the optometrist regularly, and I said, oh yeah. And my middle one looks at me. She's 12 now, and she goes, no, we're not. The youngest doesn't go to the optometrist, the 5-year-old. And I'm like, what? Yes, she does. Sorry, she's crazy. She doesn't know what she's talking about. We get home and ask my wife, and she's like, yeah, I don't take her because she hasn't like been squinting or anything. And I'm like, we're not taking her to the eye doctor? I have 3 and I didn't know this. How in the world does Sean Alexander know like when the doctor's appointments are? So then my wife and I had this argument, which was I said she should go to the eye doctor because she's a kid. She's like, why? She's not squinting. She doesn't have trouble looking at screens or reading. And I said, but she doesn't know what it's supposed to look like. The doctor tells us. So she thought I was crazy for suggesting. She's like, well, if she was holding books up to her face, then I'd take her to the doctor. And I said, no. You go anyway to get it checked because who knows? Maybe she can't see colors or something. We have no idea. So I said, I think the kid should go to the optometrist. She said, that's insane. You only take him if there's a problem. And so then she said, why don't you put it out there on the show and ask the people? And she had this caveat. She said, don't ask eye doctors because they're in on the racket. And I said, I feel like I'm married to a conspiracy theorist. I didn't realize.
I have not taken my kids to the eye doctor. Yet.
No.
There's not a reason to for right now.
Yeah, my 6-year-old, as far as I know, has not been to the eye doctor.
Okay.
I don't think it's a reason to.
Because, see, both me and my wife have had vision correction. So we have bad eyes.
Oh, well, I got 20/20. So.
See,
my wife has
now,
reading glasses.
Okay. But I have 20/20 because I went to the laser and got it zapped. Got the LASIK done.
Let them open your eyeball.
Oh, they cut it open and zapped my cornea or whatever they do and then shut it back up. Yeah, it's great. All done.
I think it's hilarious that she was like, well, make sure eye doctors, don't include themselves in this poll.
No, she doesn't want any. She doesn't want any info from eye doctors because they're in on the scam. Because how she views it.
Everyone knows we're number one amongst eye doctors. That's that's in the Nielsen ratings.
Yeah, it is. We do get that demo. We're real strong with eye doctors, optometrists in general. We're great. All right, so you can hop in the YouTube chat or tweet us at Bone and Tyvis 971. Is my wife crazy or am I crazy for thinking that we should take the 6-year-old now? She's 6 to the eye doctor because she hasn't been yet. You let me know. Oh, and it's Football Friday. We should probably talk about that. Buckeyes getting ready to head out. They're already out west. What are we thinking for tomorrow? Why are we not worried about it? We'll tell you next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, we are noticing yet another crash for folks over on the east side. This one happening over by Reynoldsburg and Bryce this morning. This at 70 westbound direction, just past State Route 256, also known as Hill Road, where right shoulder is still blocked this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences, tickets, sideline passes, trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register at roosterswings.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Game day glory starts here, Columbus. The 2025 Polestar 3 is built to win, delivering Scandinavian luxury, cutting-edge design, and up to 350 miles of range. Right now, lease yours for $399 a month for 27 months with $55.99 due at signing, and score $15,000, double the EV tax credit. Visit Polestar Columbus on the Buyers Imports campus by the airport, the only place in Ohio where you can see, feel, and drive the difference. Monthly lease payment of $599 per month for 27 months. Offer expires September 30th, 2025. See dealer for details or visit polestaroffers.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Your home, your comfort, your family. That's everything. Big companies shout, big ads scream, but trust is quiet. It's a tech who fixes instead of sells. A family business here since '66. Northland Heating and Cooling, your local Lennox premier dealer. Honest comfort, real people, real peace of mind. Northland Heating and Cooling.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Tyvis is drinking a protein shake for breakfast. T-Bone is eating a protein donut. Minus the protein. And it's more than one donut. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Shout out to Meat Sweats. I was talking about when I went out to Washington a couple years ago, out to Seattle, I saw a couple of, or not a couple, like a dozen Buckeye hats and Buckeye people wearing Buckeye clothing the week I was out there. And I know Buckeye fans are going to be out there for this Washington game coming up tomorrow. But he tweeted at me and said, I don't care about how many hats you saw. How many dongs did you see? Which there's a story behind that. We went to they have a little light rail system in Seattle. You're familiar. You played in Seattle, Tyvis. You know about the light rail? You know what I'm talking about? Like the little train system they have there?
No.
Seattle. They have a little, like a light rail. You get on a public transit. I guess you didn't because you were driving the Rolls Royce. You and Sherm probably rolling on the Rolls Royce. Anyway, the poors of us, we have to get on the public transit.
Okay.
And I went down to go get on the train, and there was a dude standing there completely naked. Like in the Seattle, the whatever they call their little light rail system.
Okay.
And he's standing there naked with a backpack on. And they were negotiating with this man. They were trying to like, hey, we get it. You're naked. You need to get out of here. They weren't even trying to, they're just like, would you get out of here? They're just telling him to leave. So he eventually agrees to leave and go up the escalator back to street level. he takes the up escalator, turns around so that everyone on the bottom floor can see him facing full frontal, and then put his arms out wide like he was Michael Jackson finishing off like a song, and then just rode the escalator ascending in that T formation like that. I said, you know what? If you're going to do it, go all the way. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I saw like 10 Buckeye hats, 10 or 12 Buckeye hats, and one dong on my trip to Seattle.
So there was no shame in his game.
No. And you know what?
Good for him.
If I'm being objective, he shouldn't have been ashamed. There was nothing to be ashamed of in that man's game. Good for that guy, I guess. Maybe leave the clothes on, though, just because it's, all ages are there. That's maybe where it gets a little wrong. You don't need to be doing that. So if you're going to Seattle, if you're taking the flight today, or if you're already out there listening on the podcast or listening on streaming, just be aware. You may see some public nudity out there in Seattle, but that's all right. I want to know this, Tyvis. Did you ever have any situations like that where you saw public nudity in Seattle when you were there?
No.
See?
No.
So I was just lucky.
I don't think I've ever been anywhere where I've seen public nudity. Unless it's like a fight going on. Like if two women are fighting and then the shirt get ripped or something like that. That's about it.
What kind of fights are you seeing?
It's just like Attitude Era Raw on panties matches in the streets.
No, like women, they be out and then they fight and then like somebody hit the ground and then they grab their shirt and then they just.
I see, when the clothing gets ripped.
Yeah.
I didn't know what you meant at first.
So
I was
you're
like,
saying when women are out dressing in their slutty clothing and all of a sudden it starts coming off? Is that what you're
we're just shaming people now. Way to go, Tyvis.
That's what you want to say. I didn't say that, but that's the way you implied it.
I was like, I just came in for mud wrestling and suddenly no one had any clothes on. It was shocking to me.
What is Comfest?
Oh, Tyvis. We got to get you to Comfest, but that's
Try hard. Just ask me that. What is that?
Community Fest here in town. It's at Goodale Park every year.
I don't know what that is, and I'm scared of.
Oh, it's you will see more nudity per capita than you've ever anticipated.
Yeah, no, I'm
and it's also people that you would never anticipate would want to be nude. You would not think they would want to be in public naked. It's not like people who are like flaunting something. They're just out there with no shame.
So there's not a lot of.
So he's saying it's people that look like him.
That's what I was about to say.
I'm just saying what you guys are taking this segment, okay?
So you. That's okay. You know what? Hey, you know what? Hey,
I'm just saying, Tyvis.
Some people want to feel the breeze.
I'm saying they're not professionals. Okay, this is amateur hour.
Riley Reed,
right? Not people who are paid to do it. Is all I'm saying.
And this is so. This is something that people every year.
Not the main.
It's not a news festival.
It's just a festival where people are out. You know what else? There's a lot of people enjoying some recreational.
Is this legal? Can you do this?
I think it's allowed. You're allowed to be like topless in Columbus. I think it's.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think you can be. Yeah, okay, I think that's allowed. I think that's a statute. But what it is it's just people out having a good time. They have music. They have vendors. It's just a community festival. But
tryhards tell me there's not a lot of talent on display. that's what
it's not an event I go to, Tyvis, and that's why.
Okay,
because I only go to events based off of talent level.
There's a lot of good things that come out of it. There's also
what's the main objective?
Get people out in the community, hang out, and see what Columbus is all about. But just a lot of people go down there.
Is it kids at this?
There might be.
And people just walk around topless?
I don't think I would bring my kids to it, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are. But it's just like, I don't know,
judging
it's kind of
people now. Let people pair it. Come on.
Hey, man.
Hey, you're right. Sorry. I'm not judging. I was just saying what I would. Dylan, I was speaking my truth. That's all I was doing. Just speaking my truth on that. Okay?
Yeah, I've never heard of this, and I think it's going to be a no for me, dog.
No, we need to get you out to Confess and Sonic Temple just so you can say you saw it one time.
And there is, by the way.
Why?
My question is some crossover crowd.
My question is, why were you two there?
Confest?
Yeah.
Because I'm a part of this community. Yes. I just go out and see what's going on. But there's a lot of recreational drug use going on. There's a lot of like music and stuff like
So
that.
it's like a hippie thing.
Yeah, very much in the hippie
Okay,
vein.
so we're going back to the 70s.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of that going on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Jimi Hendrix
fine.
playing the guitar.
Maybe.
There's something
he's
called
dead, but sure.
Smoking a joint.
There's something called a peace and healing pavilion there. Okay?
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
Okay.
Yes.
A lot of chakras being cleansed, or I don't know.
Hey, man.
What is it? Venus in retrograde?
Aaron
Mercury in retrograde? Stuff like
Rodgers
that.
would approve of
Oh,
this.
yeah. There's ayahuasca tea being
Okay.
sipped everywhere. Yes.
Okay.
All right. I think we figured that out. By the way, Sonic Temple and Comfest, lots of topless going on there.
They do that at Sonic Temple, too?
Yeah. When the bands are up there, you'll see guys put their girlfriends up on their shoulders, and then the girl will flash the people on stage. And it's like, the dude apparently is cool with that. He's putting her up there to do it, so that's what's happening.
Tyvis, take your wife and put her up on your shoulders.
Yeah, take her to Guar. Take Lauren to Guar and then do that. Yeah, that's. And then just have the divorce lawyer on speed dial, ready to go. Perfect. I think we planned out your next spring. That'll be a lot of fun. Can't wait for that.
Oh, man.
All right, so Buckeyes and Huskies in Seattle. One key for this game, for me, is this Buckeye defense versus Damon Williams. I don't think that's stating the obvious. I don't think that's over. What am I trying to say? I don't think that's a very obvious take is what I'm trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
I obviously know that the focus is this Washington offense versus Buckeye defense. I feel like a lot of people are putting it, though, in the frame of Washington's offense is unlike Ohio State. Anything they've seen this year, Arch Manning was no good. Ohio's offense was not great. You've really not been tested. And my answer to that is if only some of the guys on this OSU defense had been around last year when they played a bunch of teams and found their way to a national championship. Oh, wait, they did. So, like, I'm not as worried about this offense. It's good. It's a very good test for this defense. But I do feel like we're not talking enough how Ohio State has Caleb Downs and Matt Patricia making these plays, like making the plan. So I feel like 2 weeks of rest to prepare for this offense, I feel like the OSU defense will be good and will be able to – they're going to let him some yards and touchdowns, but I don't think it's going to be as crazy as some people think.
No, I think that when you look at this, you talk about you want an athletic defense, and I think Ohio State's defense really portrays that. You got different guys that can do that can play multiple positions. So if the running quarterback becomes an issue, let's say that Sonny and Arvell just can't keep up with him. When you always got the ability to put Caleb Downs in there, and he could definitely spot Damon Williams. Like, he's a good enough player to do that. So I just think that they have too many answers, and they dictate what you can do on offense about how they play defense. It's usually the offense makes the defense switch, but now the way that they're playing, the defense predicts what the offense can do. So I think that's what is going to be the difference in this game when you talk about Washington and who they've played. They've never had to go up against somebody we playing this front. So you have to protect it this way. Like, if you don't, it's just going to be a TFL. So
right.
I think that is what's going to be tricky for Washington, and I'm curious to see how they adjust to those things. And then they never went up against where the best player on the team is a safety, but he's playing linebacker. Like that, it's just a lot of confusion, and there's too many weapons on that defensive side of the ball for it to become a huge problem for Washington's offense.
We're going to talk more about this game and about just the trip to Washington in general with Kirk Coleman coming up, former Buckeye at 8:30. We will talk with him. He was there in 2007 when Ohio State played this game at Washington, and they won it, though it was a little bit closer than this final score indicated. We'll get into that with him coming up at 8:30. Next, though, Tony Gonzalez and Richard Sherman. Ever heard of him, Tyvis? You know this guy?
Never heard of him.
Okay. They were on Amazon Prime last night on the pregame, and they took a blowtorch to one NFL quarterback's career. We will tell you who next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Friday morning to you. Well, for folks in New Albany, do be mindful here. We are still monitoring some major congestion for you folks. Taking that 161 eastbound direction, really just past 62 and over by Beach Road. Slower traffic reported by ODOT this morning. Of course, more people on the road, but also dense fog in your area. Want to make sure folks are taking it nice and easy and slow this morning. morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan traffic is sponsored by Behind the O. Buckeye fans, Behind the O is now in the App Store. Free for fans, NIL for athletes. Download the Behind the O app today.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota, including the best-selling Camry. It's all hybrid all the time with available all-wheel drive. Now through September 30th, get 4.75 APR financing on any new 25 Camry or lease a Camry LE from just $279 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Take action with Logan Services now and do not miss out on tax credits up to $3,200 ending soon. Receive additional savings up to $3,000 and get next day installation. Logan Services.
Away game this week, but that just means you can make the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus your home for Saturday football. Join the fan for the tailgate show and then party with us with the ultimate watch party. We have football contests with amazing prizes. There's wall-to-wall screens, ticket and memorabilia giveaways, and unbeatable game day food. Can't wait to see you at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook on Saturday. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 9/30. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
Tailgate season is here, and if your grill makes you have to duck when you light it, it's time for an upgrade. Billiards Plus carries top-of-the-line grills that you can pass down to your kids and gifts the whole family will enjoy. Family owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and it's party time, baby, because the Grove City Smokin' Hot Wing and Music Fest is back Saturday, October 4th at American Nitro. From noon to 9, you get wings, beer, live music, football on the big screen, and more. Don't miss the wing eating and bobbing for wings contest either. Ooh, veterans, military, and kids under 12 get in free. Get the tickets at AmericanNitro.com/wingfest. Presented to you by The Fan, Columbus Chamber, Brex Paving, Darby Dental, and Equipment Rental. Wingfest 2025, the ultimate fall kickoff. Don't miss it.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Now at Great Lakes Hyundai, lease 2 Elantras for $222. That's right, lease 2 new 2025 Elantra SEs for just $222 a month for a 2-year lease. Both your new Elantras come with owner assurance and America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. In Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.99 down per unit plus taxes, fees, first month payment, 10K miles per year, ends 9/30.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows?
Oh, no.
Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. All of the hair on their heads is slowly migrating to the lower part of their faces. And tracking. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
The moment I walked into Caps, I knew I was in the right place for my NeoGraft treatment. Caps is state-of-the-art, clean, sleek, and built for people who take aesthetics seriously. Their technology is top tier, and the whole experience felt professional from start to finish. As men, we hit the gym, we care about our style, so why not our hair and skin too? There's nothing vain about wanting to feel good. Caps made it easy, honest, and judgment-free. No pressure, just real people helping me make the best decision for myself. Make the best choice for yourself with Caps by visiting experiencecaps.com.
There you go. By the way, the YouTube chat has been giving advice for me. Me and my wife had an argument about whether or not our youngest needs to go to the eye doctor. She's 6. She was like, yeah, if she starts complaining of headaches or squinting or whatever, we'll take her. And I'm like, I think we should just take her anyway, just to get like some baseline. YouTube chat seems to be overwhelmingly in favor of me saying yes. But then I found out you haven't taken your kids to the eye doctor either.
Well, somebody in the chat said 6 is the age that you should do
is
it.
60? Okay, well, then she just turned 6.
Mine's is 5, so my oldest is 5.
You got time.
Somebody, Muggsy says, I just want Tyvis to have one cap and one stem and to wander with us. What is that supposed to mean?
What is cap and a stem?
One cap and one stem.
Are we talking about Comfest?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I don't know a lot.
I'm scared.
Let me tell you right now.
I'm scared.
Whatever subculture that belongs to, and I think I may have an idea of what subculture it is. They're like all going crazy, yelling at the radio, going like, "How do you not know what he's talking about?"
One cap and one stem.
I think they're referring to shrooms.
Yeah, that would be it. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
I was definitely thinking that it involved like a stem and then a cap.
I don't do that. I don't. You know, I am one of those people that I don't drink. I don't participate in anything like that. As you can tell, naturally I'm like that, so therefore I don't need none of that.
Well, as Cat Williams once famously said about another product that grows, right? Mushrooms grow.
Yes.
He said about marijuana. He once said, it just grows like that. And if you should so happen to light
it on fire, there are some effects.
Yeah. Like that's not
one cap and one stem.
There you
I
go.
ain't never heard of this.
That would be going on a trip. You would be taking a little vacation with those fine people.
I'm good.
You might meet some people that you never met before. You might find there's all kinds of
Your
stuff.
clothes may or may not come off.
You never know. Never know.
I'm scared. I would be too scared to find out.
You know what? But you'll be in the loving arms of friends who you've just met, who gave you something that grew.
This at Comfest? They doing this?
Could be anywhere, Tyvis.
I guess this ain't Sonic Temple. Well, they might do it at Sonic Temple.
I don't know what people
do. If I do that at Sonic Temple, I'm getting up on stage and snatching the guitar. I'm going to tell you that now.
And then what are you going to do? Just bash it into the stage?
I'm going to play the guitar, break every string on it, and then crowd surf. That's what would happen if I did some shrooms.
You know what? You'd be a hero if you did. I'm sure a lot of people would enjoy that. All right. This is last night on Thursday Night Football. Cardinals were going up against the Seahawks. Seahawks won that game on a last-minute field goal that was actually quite good if you stayed up for it and watched it. JSN had a big catch down the stretch to keep the Seahawks, get them in field goal range. Marvin Harrison Jr. had some egregious drops in this game, but redeemed himself with a late touchdown, started to look more like himself. Hopefully that's what's going to happen going forward. Now on to the pregame show. There was a little discussion about one Russell Wilson. Here's Tony Gonzalez talking about Russell Wilson getting benched in New York.
Honestly, I hope we have. And I say that because I just looking at him and his career, his legacy, like you talked about, if ever there was somebody who played himself out of a Hall of Fame, it's Russell Wilson. Really? And I say that because look at what's happened ever since he left Seattle. When he was in Seattle, he was the man. He was making these good plays. He won a Super Bowl, went to 2 of them. But as soon as he left there, he went to Denver, signed that big old deal. They paid him $39 million to leave. He goes to Pittsburgh, plays there 1 year. He's out of there. Now he goes here and has 3 games. I just don't know if it's going to get any better. And I don't want to see him on a sideline holding a clipboard.
So Tony Gonzalez basically is saying, like, this man is ruining his legacy. He needs to stop.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman, your guy Sherm, had further thoughts on Russell Wilson's legacy in general.
I agree. I think you got to judge his career off when the Legion of Boom was there. He had a legendary defense, an all-time defense, and how much success he had. And then without that legendary defense, the success he had. Without that legendary defense, he's been 4-11, 7-8. 0-3 to start with the Giants. Like, he was a winning football player in Seattle, and people said, hey, winning is football player, all this good stuff, all these accolades, and now you get to go on your own and you get to prove, hey, I'm this great quarterback. I'm this guy that's going to be dominant, and it just hasn't worked out that way.
I'm just trying to find the lie in any of what was said because it sounds all true to me.
I'm confused, though, because y'all say that we come off as a hater. Why is he not a hater?
I mean, Dylan, you're the one who kind of said that Tyvis was hating on him earlier on. I mean, how do you feel about these one Hall of Famer and one Richard Sherman saying that's not the case?
Sherman isn't a...
I got it, but
yeah, no.
But
yet.
Uncle Tony
ain't no yet. He shouldn't get in.
Guy.
He's a lamb.
Yeah, I mean, two things could be true. They're hating accurately. I mean, I think there's people out there that are saying, well, Russell Wilson was never a Hall of Famer. Well, he had 292 passing touchdowns in Seattle, 31 rushing touchdowns, a Super Bowl win, 37,000 passing yards. He's tacked onto that. He's top 15 in passing yards all time. I think if you add that along with being the quarterback of one of the most legendary teams ever, like, he's probably in that Eli Manning category of, like, borderline. Eli didn't get in last year, but the consensus seems to be that he's going to get in. And I think he was kind of in that vein, but he's looked so bad ever since he's got traded from Seattle that I think Uncle Tony is correct.
I was just going to say, where would you, because usually I'm with you on that like his career is very similar to Eli Manning, but Eli Manning has now got into the Hall of Fame.
Well, he didn't. He was a finalist. He didn't get in.
He didn't get in yet?
He shouldn't get in.
I thought he did get in.
No, he didn't get in.
You're right. Yeah. Okay, so when we've had that debate before, I have kind of been on the side that Eli should probably get in because of the 2 Super Bowls, but the last half of his career, I mean, there's a lot of bad seasons in there. And I just look up at the TV. This is literally the same debate they're having on ESPN right now. And they're comparing him to Eli Manning. So
I just think
the comparisons are accurate.
Russell and Eli waters down the Hall of Fame.
I agree. Yes,
because the reason I would say that is because they have never been looked at as this is the best quarterback in the league. They've never ever.
That's the case for a lot of Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
No, that's not the case. Give me somebody.
Was Drew Brees ever the best quarterback in the NFL when he played?
Arguably, yeah.
Over Brady and Manning?
Arguably, yes. Yes, it was times where he actually had a better season than Brady. I know that's shocking. He's thrown for more yards than Brady. Yes, they went back and forth on breaking the records every game. It was like Drew Brees took the lead for whatever, and then Tom Brady would play and he took. Yes, at least they was all pro. Maybe first team and second team. Neither one of them got an all pro ever in their career. So they was never seen as one of the best 22 or 44 best players in the league. I don't understand how you think that they should get in. I just don't.
Yeah, I look at it, though, as I think you have to look at the career with what they accomplished when it comes to Super Bowls, things like that. For me, it's tough because I feel like the Hall has been expanded so much now that guys like Eli Manning will eventually get in. And maybe Russell Wilson won't fall into that category. Maybe Eli Manning never will. But I feel like they've expanded it enough where they've let some guys in that probably shouldn't be. But if that's where we're going to live, then we have to be in that reality.
I think it was Nick Wright kind of break it down where if you tell the story of the NFL, if you're telling someone who's never watched the NFL, the story of the NFL, and you're going through the years, can you tell the story of the NFL without Eli Manning and those 2 Super Bowls that they won over the Patriots? I'm not saying that should be the benchmark of getting into the NFL. Or into the NFL Hall of Fame, I should say. But I think it's a valid point. And those are 2 of the more iconic Super Bowl wins where the quarterback's the engineer of any football team. And that's the role that he played.
Yeah. They're solid points. It's a very good debate. I think, though, the way that those 2 guys took him to task yesterday, where Russell Wilson basically he's not even playing in the game that they were covering, but it is a big story that he got benched. I found that fascinating, just how they were like, no hesitation. This guy has ruined his career by continuing to play. They want him to retire, essentially, to stop ruining his legacy. Shador Sanders said something that is upsetting a bunch of people. We'll tell you what it was next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, the foggy conditions really intensifying for folks over on the west side. A live look at our traffic cam. It's that 70 eastbound direction right at State Route 142, about that ongoing construction site just north of West Jefferson. Pretty dicey this morning out there, pretty risky and dangerous. Again, with the intense fog we're noticing this morning. Want to make sure folks are taking it nice and slow. Maybe leave early if you can this morning for your Friday commute out there. Do know it gets a little bit slower by that 142 area, but a lot faster there once you pass that area closer to that 70 and 270 intersection closer to downtown. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Behind the O. Buckeye fans, Behind the O is now in the App Store. Free for fans, NIL for athletes. Download the Behind the O app today.
Your game day headquarters is here at ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The only place to watch and win. Catch every play on more than 30 TVs and over 50 feet of video wall. Score tickets, signed professional and college sports memorabilia, and pen cash prizes. Join the watch parties for every home team game with a tailgate buffet and bucket specials. Plus, get official game day swag with every table reservation. Game day lives here, only at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. It's time to ditch the traffic jams and the rat race and take in that crisp morning air, the crackle of a warm campfire. With RCD RV's Fall Into Adventure sale, you can. September 15th through the 30th, you can cozy up to incredible deals. Sale pricing on all remaining new 2025 models. And RCD has travel trailers starting under $12,995, as well as pre-owned motorhomes priced under $39,995. Visit one of our 3 locations, Delaware, Heath, Pataskala. Shop online anytime at rcdrv.com.
One of the things I had decided when I started the company was we were going to build the best window possible. We were going to give the best service possible, and I think we've accomplished that. Our reputation is built on taking care of people and building a great window and then taking care of it afterwards. It's just a darn good window.
See for yourself. Visit RossatiWindows.com.
Dormar, your pilot hero. When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Matty Ice here from McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. I recently bought a brand new Chevy Trax from McDaniel GM Superstore. It was by far the best car purchase I have ever made. And right now you can get a 2025 Trax at McDaniel GM Superstore for as low as $21,995. And with over 40 in stock, you know you'll find the perfect one for you. They're just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. McDaniel GM Superstore, where great deals meet a century of trust. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle. Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score.
Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up, you get early payout on parlays too. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. An app only.
When we started the company, I was absolutely going to build my own plant. We can build a very, very good window and sell it at a reasonable price. And if you buy from a company that is a dealer, they have to order the part from the factory, have it sent, and then schedule a service. I got 500 locks out back. If you need a lock, it'll take me 15 seconds to walk back here and grab one for you.
Visit our showroom today at 4200 Roberts Road.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unnatural liability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor-quality security officers and the endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit EventRiskInc.com.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 9/30. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cincinnati Reds were able to avoid the sweep and defeat the Pittsburgh Pirates 2-1. However, the New York Mets also won, so the Redlegs still remain 1 game out of that final NL wildcard spot with 3 games to go. Cincinnati starts a series with Miami tonight. On the other hand, the Cleveland Guardians were going for the sweep versus the Detroit Tigers, but failed to do so, losing 4-2. That puts Cleveland and Detroit in a tie for first place in the AL Central. The Guardians start their last series of the season against the Texas Rangers tonight. And finally, in the NFL last night, Thursday Night Football, Jason Myers booted a 52-yard field goal on the final play, lifting Seattle to a 23-20 win over Arizona. This update was sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. We all love the word free, so does Awaken 180. Medication-free, side effect-free, and free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Both of these men played sports in high school. Only one of them was good at it. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Football Friday here on The Fan. We were talking in the last segment about Hall of Fame. Guys like Russell Wilson, Eli Manning. The comparisons are very similar to both of those guys, albeit one of them won 2 Super Bowls. Russell won 1, but was in 2. Almost won a second.
Should have won 2.
Should have won 2. Well, but he didn't.
And Russell did have an All-Pro. He was a second-team All-Pro in 2019.
You asked the question, who are some guys who have, at the quarterback position, made it into the Hall of Fame who were not ever considered the best at their position? And the name that came to my mind, though I was like, I don't know. I don't know why I was like putting his career and Eli Manning's career together for some reason. I was thinking like Kurt Warner could be one of those guys, right? Where when he got in, there was a lot of controversy about, does he deserve this? Should he get in? I have memory hold the fact that Kurt Warner was a 2-time most valuable player in the NFL.
Yes.
I had forgotten that he had done that. A 3-year span where he won it in 99 and 2001. That's a pretty right there ironclad resume when you add in all the other stuff he did. Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, like plenty of years with tons of passing yards, being the passing leader in both those MVP seasons. So he qualifies as someone who should be in the Hall of Fame based on the criteria of, were you the best player? Now, going back and remembering me watching it at those times, I don't remember him that way as the best player clearly in the NFL. But I'm probably wrong on that. Like, I mean, obviously at the time, that's what he was voted to be. But it didn't ever click for me that he was the best player. I thought he was a great quarterback on a great offense. And that seemed to me more like he was a product of that. But credit where it's due. He has 2 awards that say he's the best player in the league 2 different times. If we're going to go on accolades, he should be in the Hall of Fame, 100%. But the other quarterback that comes to mind, that this guy is in the Hall of Fame and was never the best guy probably in his time of playing, was Jim Kelly. He was top 3, top 4, I would say, every year for a long period of his career.
So he was behind. This was Joe or was it Steve? Joe Montana. Steve?
This was in between. Probably more Steve Young.
Okay,
but Joe Montana, Steve Young.
And this was Troy Aikman.
Aikman was up there, yeah, for sure.
Was them like the top 2 quarterbers at that time?
Yeah, I would say so.
So Jim would be 3rd.
Yeah, but also went to 4 straight Super Bowls. They never got over the hump. But those 2, Steve and Troy, would cancel each other out to get to the Super Bowl because it was in the same division. Yeah, but what I'm saying,
same conference, I should say.
Right. I'm just saying, like, that's the only example I could come up with of a guy. And I think if you compared Russell Wilson's career to Jim Kelly's career, I don't think Russell Wilson, I don't know, but don't look at the numbers because the numbers, it's a different era.
They can be inflated with the current quarterback.
The way we play quarterback now versus what they did 30 years ago. But I'm just saying that's the only example I could really come up with of a guy who was never the best in any one year, probably in the NFL. He never won MVP, never got over the hump with a Super Bowl. Maybe he led the league in passing and I'm forgetting it, but like that's the only thing I could say with Jim Kelly would be a guy who got into the Hall of Fame, and I think he deserved to, but he wasn't ever considered the best quarterback.
So do
in
you
his
think
era.
you think these two deserve it to be Eli and Russell?
As I'm going back and thinking about it more, if I'm going to stay consistent, no, they probably can't. They probably can't if that's the way we're looking at it.
And right now, you are in the boat that Russell or Eli should get in.
I think Eli, yes. Russell Wilson, no, because I agree with Uncle Tony that he has agreed that he's played so badly in recent years that he showed that maybe he's not. But Tyvis's original question was, were they arguably the best quarterback? I think Jim Kelly arguably
was. Yeah.
Kurt Warner arguably, and I didn't want to go back that far because I feel like I was too young, or with Jim Kelly's cases, I wasn't even alive for some of his years.
Right.
Going all the way back, and this isn't my argument, go look at Joe Namath's numbers.
Oh, wow.
They're terrible.
Well,
I'm not going because I don't know. I can't.
That's why I didn't bring that up, because I wasn't alive then. But if you go look at his numbers, and there's people that say if he doesn't guarantee that Super Bowl win and they don't go out and do it, that it's not even a question. No, he's not a Hall of Famer, but he has that specific moment. And it goes back to what I said, the argument that I heard with Nick Wright. The reason why he is a Hall of Famer is because his numbers are close to being good enough. And if you're trying to tell the story of the NFL, you can't without Joe Namath. Go look at his career numbers.
But he was a 2-time MVP.
Go look at his career numbers.
He was player of the year 3 times.
His completion percentage barely above 50%.
Okay, but at the time, I don't know what the completion percentages were back in the 60s. Like, that's the thing, is comparing that era to now, like,
not even.
I don't know what the was he top 10? Was he top 5? Was that like the best completion percentage in the NFL? I don't know, because I don't look back that far and don't think about it.
Not even close. More interceptions than touchdowns in his career.
Sheesh.
Okay.
I mean, that's rough. That's a rough resume. But if you're a 2-time MVP, the people who were alive then, who were all watching it and voting on it, said he was the MVP 2 times. So I think that has to matter too. But it's a fun argument.
To be specific, 173 touchdowns, 220 interceptions.
He's a risk taker.
Okay.
By the way, these Shador Sanders quotes, he said, if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better. He said this in an interview with ESPN Cleveland. They were asking him about, this was in the locker room. They had a microphone in front of his face, and they said, hey, how are you staying ready? Your dad said something about he never learned anything on the bench. How do you feel like this is going for you? And he said, I'm staying ready. I'm doing what I have to. My mentality is I'm always prepared, and I'm always ready to go if they want me. I can't wait to get back out there, saying all the right things. Mm-hmm. And then he said, and then he kind of went off and started a little bit of a tangent where he said, if you look around the league, I think I could do what some of these guys are doing. And then he said, if you see some of the quarterback play out there, I definitely could do that. And people have taken that as like, oh, you're saying you're better than all the quarterbacks in the NFL. I don't think that's what he's saying. I think he's saying he thinks he could be a starter in the NFL. And I ask you, guy who was in NFL locker rooms, is that an uncommon thought among backups in the NFL?
No, everybody's supposed to feel that way. You don't want to label yourself as a backup, because once you label yourself that and that's what it is, you never can change that. So as young as he is, he hasn't got a shot yet. Of course he thinks he could be a starter. That's what you're supposed to think.
Now, 3 years from now, if you're still a third string guy,
then that's what it is.
But I mean, I don't. Yeah, I'm surprised, because I shouldn't be surprised. It's Shador Sanders, obviously risked up and everything else. Whether you like him or hate him or whatever, there are a lot of people who've looked at that and said, oh, he thought he was everything and he got humbled in the draft. Maybe. But I can't blame someone who is a professional football player, even if they're third string, for saying, yeah, I think I could start if I was given a chance. I'm sure there's lots, like you said, lots of guys in the NFL. That's what coaches want. They want guys who feel like they're competitive and can start. Maybe they don't want you saying it to the media. Now, that's a different thing. But people are judging this like, how dare he think that? He's a third-string guy. I bet you there's a lot of third-string guys in the NFL who think if given the chance, they would do better. They could play.
It's just another one of them moments where people looking for something to, like, hate on. But I'm not going to hate on somebody for having confidence in themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's not the thought you tell the reporters. Right. That's the only thing I would say on that. Morning Breath is next. Some examples of people who should just shut up. We'll hear those next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Friday. Well, when it comes to the dense fog we're noticing on the roads this morning, the worst of it is really for our folks way out on the east side by Etna this morning. Looking at about a quarter of a mile of visibility in your area this morning. Taking a look at our traffic cam that's at 70, and particularly eastbound direction at State Route 310. Looking a little dicey, a little risky this morning because of the fog. Want to make sure folks are taking it nice and easy. Plan ahead and maybe leave a little earlier this morning because of the fog we're noticing out there. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota. Now through September 30th, get 4.75 APR financing on a new 25 RAV4 or 5.75 on RAV4 Hybrid. Excludes plug-ins. Or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $299 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven.
I feel valued as a member. They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
Listen up. That's the sound of big money.
ABC Tonight, Celebrity Wheel of Fortune is back.
Yes, that's it.
With big stars from the silver screen to the dance floor.
Tarek Hoff, actor Katie Lowes is here. Joey McIntyre.
Big thrills.
These stars are in it to win it.
And big fun.
Keep your shirt on. I'm out.
Ryan Seacrest and Vanna White host Celebrity Wheel of Fortune.
Tonight at 8 on ABC6.
Good morning, Columbus. It's going to be a good day, and it's going to be big. With the biggest morning news team in Central Ohio, Good Day Columbus. The biggest news, weather, and traffic in town every day. Bringing you over 5 hours of breaking news, live reports, and continuing coverage, and stories that'll make you smile. First Warning Weather gets you ready for the day ahead, and Steer Clear Team Traffic will get you to work on time. Good Day Columbus, weekday mornings on ABC6. It's going to be a good day.
Tailgate season is here, and if your grill makes you have to duck when you light it, it's time for an upgrade. Billiards Plus carries top-of-the-line grills that you can pass down to your kids and gifts the whole family will enjoy. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Get the MVP, more value price from Coughlin Ford. Lease a new 25 Ford Mustang, Escape, or Bronco Sport, $399 a month with zero down. New 25 Bronco, Explorer, F-150, or Lightning, only $499 a month with zero down. Visit our newest location in Marysville or CoglinFord.com.
48-month lease, all factory rebates to dealer. 7,500 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. Excludes $387 dock fee, $395 disposition fee at lease end. No security deposit. See dealer for details. Ends 9/30/25.
Fraud in government is a crime, and it robs taxpayer dollars. I'm Ohio Auditor of State Keith Faber, and my job is to catch people that lie, cheat, and steal. Report suspicious behavior and help stop fraud. Learn the red flags, speak up, and protect your tax dollars by calling 1-866-FRAUD-OH.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Here's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast on your Friday. We're tracking some fog around in the morning, but sunshine for this afternoon. High temperatures reach to the upper 70s. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies as temperatures cool down into the upper 50s. And we are tracking a beautiful weekend with more sunshine, and low 80s are in the forecast here for Saturday and Sunday. And we'll see the warm weather stick around into next week with more sunshine and highs in the 80s here on Monday and Tuesday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
Never have I been so excited to get a whiff of sweaty jock straps. It's Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Yay, football, the fan. Sometimes it's better if people just shut up. Shut up! It's time for Morning Breath.
All right, first up today, some audio from a guy who has a little experience with the, out west, a lot of coaching experience there at Washington specifically. That would be Rick Neuheisel, talking about his former team, what he thinks they will do against the Buckeyes this weekend in Seattle.
Damon Williams is a hell of a player, a really good player, and I think he's going to prove that against his team, not only with his arm, but with his legs. I don't worry about the Husky offense. I worry about their defense. Can they hold up against a big-time offensive line, a big-time offensive group? But here's the key. We won that Miami game because Ken Dorsey was a freshman quarterback for Miami. All the other pieces were in place, but he wasn't ready for that kind of scene, that kind of crowd involvement. And here comes Julian Sayin for his first game on the road. And he's been marvelous. Almost 80% as a passer, but I'm going to take the Dogs in a big-time upset.
All right, that's fine. What's he going to say, I guess, right? But let's just calm down on Julian Sayin has never played in a big environment. He doesn't know what he's going to do here. I
like how he went and used the Ken Dorsey reference. I don't think Ken Dorsey was 80% in completion percentage either.
As a young quarterback, no. I don't think ever, by the way.
That's kind of wild to say, they had all some pieces, but they had Ken Dorsey just wasn't ready. Oh, yeah, by the way, Julius saying it's 80%. And against Texas in his first game, he was the best player on the field.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Yeah. This is, again, why people got to stop doing stuff for clicks, man. Y'all got to stop this. You just got to say what it is. Like,
we've been saying all morning, it's a little bit of an overcorrection, right? Where, before we were talking last week and saying, hey, this Washington team will be good. We said earlier in the season, Washington is going to be a good test for the Buckeyes. And then it has now turned into Washington could pull the upset. Washington is only like a touchdown dog. Hold on.
His argument.
They should be ranked. They're a good team. I think it'll be a test for Ohio State. I don't think it's going to be down to the wire in the fourth quarter. The Buckeyes are going to have to come from behind to try to win this game. I think it's like a 2-touchdown, 10-point type of game for Ohio State that's been bet down to 7.5. But we're letting Vegas and the spread get too involved here. And then Rick Neuheisel's just a homer for a team he used to coach. That's fine.
Well, he openly admitted that their defense is trash.
That would be a big key.
The trash defense is going to stop this offense.
The quarterback's throwing it at 80% right now.
Yeah,
okay,
we'll see.
I guess we'll see. Keep thinking maybe Washington could win this game if it's a shootout, but I'm so high on this Buckeyes defense that I think there's no way that they put up a bunch of points on them. I just don't see it.
Here's what's a bunch of points to you, Dylan? Because I could see them putting up a couple touchdowns, a couple field goals. I think they can move the ball a little bit.
They get to 20 points is what you're saying?
Sure. Around that, yeah.
I was going to say, the Washington team total, if you want to go bet it, is 21.5. And I was going to ask you guys if you think they would exceed that.
So my thing is this. If they get in the shootout, that's not the best case scenario for them.
Yeah, no.
There's no way.
No,
you mean telling me you gonna try to keep up with scoring points with Ohio State with everything that they got? No, that's not what you want to do.
Would it surprise any of you if the score was 35-21? No.
They would have to.
That's the type of game I'm talking about here. I'm not saying it's going to be a low-scoring affair or that Washington is not going to have any offensive success. I'm just saying I don't think they're going to have as much as Ohio State does against the Washington defense.
If you want to beat this Ohio State team, you would have to do what Notre Dame did that opening drive. you'd have to milk the entire clock and score.
Yeah.
And give them no time on, and hopefully your defense can get a couple of stops. Like, that would be the way you'd have to beat this team.
Sure. And that if that's what Washington does and the crowd comes out fired up and Julian Sang goes 3 and out, that could be a little nervy. But I think what you said earlier was spot on. Second half, this team they'll get it figured out and they'll pull away. This is Tua Tagovailoa, Dolphins quarterback, of course. He had been criticized by Cam Newton earlier in the week. He responded to Cam Newton's, what I think was very valid criticism. Here's Tua responding to Cam Newton.
Anybody can play quarterback in this league then. I mean, I want to see anybody on the streets come play quarterback. I mean, Cam's doing his thing for sure, but I think it's easier to be able to hold a clicker and talk about it that way, or talk about what someone else is doing wrong when you're not going out and having to do the same as them, right? So I think it's easy to do that. I think anybody can do that. I don't think anybody can play quarterback.
Well, that's true. Not anybody can play quarterback, but
if he was talking to the average internet troll, this would hold so much weight. But the fact that he's talking to Cam Newton makes the whole thing just like, what are you doing?
That's all I don't understand.
You should have specified, like, not talking about Cam. I get the part where he says anybody can hold the clicker and point things out. That's a fact. That's true. Because when the bullets is flying, people just don't see things that clearly. That's a fact. That's what separates some good quarterbacks and great quarterbacks, is to be able to, under pressure, when bullets is flying and guys is running around you, to still be able to be in that zone and be able to go through your progressions. Like, that's true. So when people break down tape and be like, oh, well, they should have did this and that, like that, it's hard to do in that moment.
Sure.
So I get that part. But Cam Newton has been very successful in those exact moments. Right. So he loses credibility when he says something like that. But like I said, if he was talking to the average person, he's 100% right. I'm with Tua. But the fact that he was responding to Cam Newton makes it bad.
It's just it feels like he had you know how if you call like if a telemarketer calls you, or if you call like customer service sometimes, you talk to them and they have like canned responses that are just planned out for them. It feels like he selected the wrong canned response there, which is that's the one you line up for a journalist, to your point, and instead he lined it up for a guy who won MVP in the NFL. Like, you can't throw that one at Cam. You could say now, like, hey, the game's changed since Cam played. He didn't see back then what I have to deal with now. It's a different game, and he should probably watch a little more tape. Something like that would even be more valid if he wants to go at Cam Newton, but not easy for anybody to say that who isn't doing it. It's like, but he did it. He did it better than you.
Way better than you.
But guys, Cam didn't jump on a fumble, so therefore his whole career is just trash. Come on,
yeah,
guys.
man. He should have jumped on that fumble. I hate that he did that.
Can we bring the conversation back full circle? Cam Newton, Hall of Famer.
He has an MVP. So he's at least here's the thing.
Cam Newton.
He's eligible by getting an MVP. It doesn't mean, I don't think though if you get an MVP, you then suddenly are just in the Hall of Fame. But he would certainly be more qualified than some of the people that we get thrown out there for.
Let me look up Cam. Cam was an MVP. He was an NFL player of the Offensive Player of the Year. He was Rookie of the Year. He was first team All-Pro. He was a 3-time Pro Bowler. I mean, that's
it's not a bad resume. I do feel like still that might be a bit of a large haul. Bringing him in, if you said, yeah, he's for sure an MVP. MVP, a Hall of Famer. I wouldn't probably go there yet, but yeah, the discussion could at least be had with him because he did win MVP.
Because it's like one of those arguments. It's like in his prime, way up there with anybody, but he doesn't have like the compilement of stats over a long tenured career.
No,
like other people in the Hall of Fame. So it's like, which one do you prefer? I think it's a combination of both, but it's like for me, like Tyson and Shaq in their primes, I would line them up with anybody. But are they the best players or best boxer in their sport? No, because they didn't do it over a long period of time. And I think Cam is kind of...
Well, there are definitely people who would say Mike Tyson was the best pound fighter they've ever seen. I'm not saying that that's correct. I'm saying the argument's made for him.
Right.
And there are people who say the same thing about Shaq. Like, he is the most dominant player they've ever seen. I think Cam is certainly in that conversation in college. I don't think he is in the NFL. But that's not diminishing what he did. He's an awesome player. And, yeah, on this show, we definitely skew pro Cam Newton a lot more than I think a lot of people do in sports media. We are, I think, all pretty big Cam Newton fans. So, yeah, but in college, there's no dispute to me. He has an argument for the greatest player I've ever seen in college football. And definitely, I think, had the greatest season any one player has ever had, where he took an 8-5 team, turned them into an undefeated national champion, left, and then they became, again, an 8-5 team, and their coach got fired. I've never seen anything like that in my life, and I don't know that we ever will see that again.
You know something that we don't want to see again?
What do you not want to see, Tyvis?
Erectile dysfunction, because there are a few things more wonderful in life than intimacy. But when erectile dysfunction harms intimacy, it can have devastating effects on a relationship. So go see my people at Tri-State Men's Health, because they have the treatments when the pills and the herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. 6 locations located in Ohio, 2 in Columbus, 1 is in Hilliard, the other one is in Westerville. Schedule a consult with Tri-State Men's Health today. Your initial visit is $99, which includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider and a T and PSA tested if medically advised to test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after the appointment. So call them today at 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
2 minutes away, we are going to talk to former Buckeye, a guy who had some big plays out there in Seattle against Washington when Ohio State went there in 2007, and, of course, some big plays for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Kirk Coleman will join us in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, when it comes to your Friday morning commute, we are noticing some slowdowns for folks in Grove City, particularly by that 71 and Frank Road intersection out there. Do be mindful, just a lot more people in that particular stretch. As for folks over on the west side, do note over in Madison County, a little bit slower for folks on taking 40 eastbound on that 42 to 270 area. 17 minutes out there in the yellow on our time saver traffic map. Of course, dense fog reported in this area, looking at 2 miles of visibility out there. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Green & Sons. Family owned and operated for over 45 years. Green & Sons will help you find your next Kubota tractor, located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville, and online at greenandsons.com.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Did you know that Byers Airport Subaru is the oldest Subaru retailer in the entire country? And we're conveniently located right by the airport. We take pride in treating every customer like family because that's what's kept us around for generations. Right now, drive home a new 2025 Subaru Outback for 1.9% for up to 72 months. Start your journey today at columbussubaru.com. Byers Auto, driving the next generation of buyers. Subject to credit approval. Financing offer term up to 72 months on 2025 Subaru Outback. Cannot be combined with any other incentive. See dealer for details. Offer ends 9/30/25.
Earn 2% cash back on purchases and pay 0% APR on balance transfers for 15 months with a new Kemba Financial Credit Union Visa. That's more rewards and less interest. Apply at Kemba.org. For purchases and balance transfers made in the first 90 days, restrictions apply. APR equals annual percentage rate. Variable and subject to change. Equal opportunity lender expires 10/31/25.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
In terms of the Waffle House menu, Tyvis covered and smothered his opponents. Meanwhile, T-Bone is a chunk of hash who's often covered in gravy. I'm not sure what that means either. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Buckeyes getting ready to play Washington in Seattle. This game tomorrow, 3:30. All the coverage starts here, 10 a.m. right here on the Fan. Now, though, we're going out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline to talk to former Buckeye, guy who played in a game out there in 2007. Kirk Coleman joining us. Kurt, thanks for taking the time this morning.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you for having me.
Kurt, we was just having a discussion last segment. We were talking about quarterbacks that should be in the Hall of Fame that we think should or shouldn't be. And Cam Newton name came up. Where are you at on that?
Well, put me right there in the middle of the controversy. I think I think in the same conversation, in the same breath, I'm going to change sports, but in Allen Iverson, I think Cam Newton transcended the culture and the game in a different way for a lot of, I think, dual threat quarterbacks. I think you can look at what he has done as far as his resume. He was a Heisman Trophy winner. He came in as the number 1 overall draft pick, and by no means did he lived up to everyone's expectation as the number 1 draft pick, which a lot of people can't say that they've done. And I think taking a Panthers team to a Super Bowl MVP season and his stats really do speak for themselves. I think it's going to be tough to say he will be a first ballot Hall of Fame just based off of some of the people that typically come in and out. But I think when it's all said and done, I do believe he will be in the Hall of Fame because I think not just the statistical piece to it all, but I think the relevance of what he has done for the game. He really has, I think, made a lasting impact and a trademark on the game of football.
Let's switch back to college football because 2007, you guys go out to Washington. Great victory for the Buckeyes, though it was a little bit closer than the final score indicated. But we were trying to figure this out. We're looking at the highlights. It looked like you got in the backfield on a field goal attempt, and it got blocked. And we were trying to figure out if that was you that actually got that block in that particular moment.
Okay, so I'm glad we can set the record straight. This is one of my moments in life that I'll let whatever people want to debate, but I was not officially credited that block because I ran past the kicker. So I got there so fast, they decided not to block me. I got past the kicker, and the ball came behind my head, and Larry Grant ended up blocking the football on this one.
There it is.
And see, because we were looking at it because we thought he's so far, it almost looked like you kind of got past it, but we thought, he was there. It probably was him, right? And then it was hard to tell from the video.
There. I feel like I could have wrote a little Post-it note and left it for the kicker. It's one of those things, like Tyvis, you play and you're expecting someone to put their hands on you.
Yeah.
And nobody touched me, and I ran past the kicker, and I said, "Oh my goodness, just missed my second block opportunity."
I'm watching the play right now. Nobody touched your jersey. You came scot-free and literally ran past and put your hands up.
You don't plan for no restriction, and yeah, it's one of my moments that I was hoping we didn't talk about.
I'm sorry to bring it up because but we were debating. We're like, no, it looks like he blocked it, and then as we're watching, we're like, or did he? But it's not in high def 4K in this video that we're looking at. So we thought we'd set the record straight. But something else I need.
We'll set the record straight. It was not me, but I like to think that I did my part. I made sure that I distracted him so that Larry could get it.
Oh, 100%. That's right.
Kurt, what was the environment like in Washington? Because right now, that's the big thing is everybody's talking about how Washington is this very loud stadium. Julian saying this is his first time on the road. How was the noise there, and did it really affect y'all?
So, yeah, I think the Washington Stadium, it's a beautiful scene. It's sitting right there on the lake. It's very similar to how the Seattle Seahawks have built their stadium. So they have the rafters up above. So the stadium isn't really capacity-wise intimidating, but the sound, they trap the sound on the field. It's going to be a 12:30 game out there, so it's not going to be so much of a factor of a night game where you're going to have to deal with a lot of different elements, just like when we went out there and played. But there will be a presence and element. And I think when you look at the 2007 game, we did start off slow. We only got off to a 3-0 lead, and then they ended up scoring right before halftime. And I think you have to be able to manage a lot of that stuff. Again, similarities. Todd Beckman was a first-time starter that year. Our defense was pretty solid going into that year, so I felt very confident in what we were able to do. But they had Jake Locker. They had a dual-threat quarterback, and they had a really good running back, Lewis Rankin. So guess what? The similarities are piling back over into this year of 2025, where they have Jonah Coleman as the running back, who is, I think, leading the nation with 9 touchdowns. You have a quarterback that is a dual-threat quarterback. So I think there are a lot of parallels that we can kind of pull from this. I do believe, though, when you look at the landscape of the Buckeyes, we've been in tough games. We've been in really high-pressure games. I think the playoffs, even Julian not playing in those games, being a part of that game, you learn and you pull from the experiences of other people. And I think he's going to be able to go up there. I think he'll be able to weather the storm. When you talk about communication, if you don't know how to move on a silent count, if you can't have your hand signals now down to a T, I mean, you shouldn't be out there as far as one of the 11. I think defensively they're going to have to weather this early storm, though. I do believe that first quarter we're going to get, I think, hit in the mouth. And if we weather that storm properly, which I do believe we will, we're going to be just fine as the game rolls on.
Kirk Coleman, former Buckeye, Brian Heaney and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. He joins us now. You know a little bit about playing in the secondary, playing safety. I obviously work with a guy who also played some safety in his day. He has been very high, as Tyvis Powell, on Caleb Downs. So has all of, it seems like, college football media, draft prospects for him. But when you pair him up with what he does on the field, with Matt Patricia, who coached in the NFL, who brings more of that style to college football, what is this cheat code that it seems like Matt Patricia and Caleb Downs have kind of figured out?
When you can have a coach on the field, it makes calling plays that much easier. I think the hardest thing whether you're an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator is I have a perfect play drawn up, but can my guys execute it the way I intend it to be used? And when you have a Caleb Downs, and I think and Tyvis can speak to this as well, in the secondary, it's all about communication. It's pre-snap communication. It's post-snap communication. It's being on the same page at all times, because there's a lot of times there's route combinations that wide receivers and quarterbacks will throw your way, and you have to have a feel. You have to have understanding. It's almost the unspoken rule of, hey, at this depth, at 10 yards, at 15 yards, we're going to pass this off. I'm going to jump this when and all that stuff is done throughout the training camps and the preseason play that they have. So I think what you have in Caleb Downs is an extra guy out there to make sure the younger guys, the experienced guys, and anyone and everyone in between, we're all on the same page. And that's why it allows you to play so much faster. In the NFL, a lot of times you'll see coaches strip plays because I would rather my guys play fast than try to overthink. And one of my favorite coaches used to say, the more you think, the worse we play. So it's one of those things where the less thinking that we have to do, the faster we can play. You want 11 guys flying around. That's why we call ourselves the Silver Bullets. When that team is flying around, I promise you, nobody wants to be a part of it.
The other problem that this defense faces, DeMond Williams Jr., obviously he's a mobile quarterback. They got some design quarterback runs, and when he hits that outside, he absolutely can go. How do you think this defense play him and keep him contained?
I don't know. We lose him? I think
we lost him. The question was that good. I know.
Such a brilliant.
I understand. The question
might be. Dylan, I think, just talking up. No, I'm just kidding. Dylan didn't do that. All right. I don't know what happened to Kirk Coleman. That was great. It was fun talking to him, though.
I know. He was doing so good.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
He just was gone.
All right. Well, we're not sure what happened there with Kirk Coleman, but we appreciate his time for him coming on today. But yeah, I think like his combination of playing in the NFL and all the years that he did, being able to see it from both sides there, just like you did, that I'm fascinated by what guys like that think of this Matt Patricia, Caleb Downs combo, because it's such a dynamic thing that this defense has that they can use. And I don't feel like it's being talked about enough with DeMond Williams, like you brought up. He is going to be a tough guy to contain, but this offense is very good for Washington, but I think this defense will be great.
That D-line has got to be really good. And they've been exceptional this entire season. I think that you can't rush too far up the field. That's what happens. You can't go up there and think, I'm going to just go relentless and sell out, because they'll push you past him and then they'll give him those lanes, and he will absolutely take those lanes. I'm interested to see how they leverage him, because when you see these designed quarterback runs, they do a really good job of blocking it up to where he gets a crease and he hits that outside. So we have to be really good in our gaps. Like if we got a gap, we cannot get out of it. You can't let him get out. You can't let him out leverage you. You know what I'm saying? So that, to me, is going to be the key thing, which is something that I talked about in the Texas game that I said it's something that, I was being petty and being very picky in what I was seeing. But I kept saying that the leverage thing, especially when it comes to the secondary coming up and getting that secondary contained, we struggled a little bit against Texas. You didn't see a lot of it. In this game, it would be massive if they didn't do it.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's going to be a fun day to watch for Buckeye fans. Dylan's going to find out that Kirk Coleman, make sure he didn't fall into a black hole or something.
He said he lost his signal.
I was going to say maybe they were a little off on the rapture and it was actually today and we just lost him mid-rapture.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't know, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and just say, because of how great that interview was, Kirk Coleman for sure. Yeah, he deserves to go just for how good that was. Our thanks to the former Buckeye, He all appeared, of course, on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We will come back with the buzzer next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, some good news for folks who live out on the east side. Over by the airport, we just had a crash that cleared up. It was happening on that 270 northbound direction, just past Broad Street and right before Hamilton Road. Outer lanes were blocked for a little bit there, but we are back to normal drive times again. The crash cleared not too long ago. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Columbus Aesthetic and Plastic Surgery. Visit experiencecaps.com today and use code TYVISCAPS for $1,000 off a NeoGraft treatment.
Credit challenges? We got solutions. At Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall, all credit types are welcome. Good, fair, poor, or none. Get approved fast and cruise away happy. Stop in or visit us online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
Away game this week, but that just means you can make the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus your home for Saturday football. Join the Fan for the tailgate show and then party with us with the ultimate watch party. We have football contests with amazing prizes. There's wall-to-wall screens, ticket and memorabilia giveaways, and unbeatable game day food. Can't wait to see you at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook on Saturday. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could dump all your problems on someone else's back? Well, when you wake up to a clogged drain or a plumbing issue, make that Mr. Rooter's problem.
Call 855-MISTERS today or MrRooter.com.
Call Mr. Rooter, he'll be there quick.
Toyota has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than anyone else, like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through September 30th, get a new 25 Highlander or Grand Highlander with 4.75 APR financing. Or you can get 5.75 APR financing on hybrid models with approved credit through TFS. Plus, you get 2 years no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Back to work, school, it's all happening. It's real life. Routine shouldn't be a bad word. How about winning rhythm? Losing weight every week with Awaken 180 and looking forward each day in every weigh-in. Fast results online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Fall is here. The leaves are changing, football's on TV, and family time by the bonfire feels just right. Before it gets even colder, now's the time to make sure your home is ready for what lies ahead. For over 3 decades, homeowners across Central Ohio have turned to Newman Roofing for reliable roofing, siding, and gutter work that stands the test of time. From your very first call, you'll talk with a real person who's happy to walk you through the process. Your estimator won't push you, just explain what's going on with your home and share solutions that make sense for you. And when the work begins, a dedicated job supervisor makes sure every detail meets Newman Roofing standards. Don't just take our word for it. Check out the hundreds of 5-star Google reviews from families right here in Columbus who chose Newman Roofing and couldn't be happier. Appointments are filling fast for fall installations, so don't wait. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today. Let Newman Roofing handle your to-do list so you can get back to the things and the people that matter most. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online today at newmanroofing.com.
All credit types are welcome at Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall. From perfect scores to starting fresh, we'll get you driving. Shop our huge selection and leave in your new car today. Stop in or visit us online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better. You've earned it.
Join our resident gambling degenerates Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money Sunday morning at 9.
Presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
All the action, none of the responsibility. The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
2 men, 1 appendix. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Final segment of the program. Kirk Coleman is alive and well. Thank goodness. He's fine. We just interviewing him.
And Bill didn't lost signal, so that's all.
I thought, Tyvis, I thought you stumped him with your question.
I thought it was my question, too, but...
Yeah. That's very good stuff from Kirk Coleman. We were glad to have him on.
I'm here to ask the tough questions.
That's right, as you should be. Bo Bishop joining us now. Bo, have you ever had that happen where you're doing an interview and then you just ask a question in dead silence?
Always.
The worst feeling ever.
It happened yesterday. I had my buddy Rich Scarcella, who covers Penn State for the Reading Eagle. He was on with us. I asked him a question at the end, and it just dropped. But it was towards the end, and so then you're left with that, like, okay. And then they're calling right back because they're like, what happened?
Yes.
And I'm like, well, the that's done now. It's not worth it to come back. And so you have to text and say, sorry, pal. I think it was probably on our end. I'm not sure. But, yeah, probably once every 2 weeks you get one of those, don't you?
Yeah.
That's exactly what
we were in that moment where we're like, we have a minute and a half to go. Let's ask one more question. We could have just wrapped early. Yeah. But we said, let's ask one more question. And then yep. It's always when you make that choice. When that happens. Technical issues like that always trip you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's fun.
Bo, I'm asking the tough questions today. Shador Sanders, he said he's ready to play. What do you see?
Look, I love the kid's confidence. And look, the one thing that it's been quiet, but I saw his availability earlier in the week. And what do you expect him to say, right? Mm-hmm. Like, he wants to play. You get it. But there's a pecking order that they have there. And in their eyes, Dylan Gabriel is quite a bit ahead of him and would be the next man up. And then he would potentially be the guy after that. And I think really if you're Joe Flacco, your job is to make sure Dylan Gabriel never gets on the field. If Dylan Gabriel gets on the field, his job is to make sure Shador Sanders doesn't get on the field. And so it's a ways off, certainly from that standpoint. But when someone puts a microphone in front of your face and asks you, are you ready to play? What do you expect him to say, right? No, I'm not. Not ready. Of course he's ready. Of course he's going to say that.
I feel like it's odd. Like, I don't blame fans for hearing that and going, well, that's shocking. Why would he say that? But it's weird to me when people who are around the NFL will be disingenuous with that and go, what's this about? It's like, have you not talked to NFL players ever? You talk to third string linebackers, they're going to say the same thing. Like, I feel like I could play. Maybe you don't say it out loud. Mm-hmm. Maybe you don't say it into a microphone, but I would bet a lot of guys have that confidence.
Yeah, and I guess my bet would be that if you went up to a lot of third-string quarterbacks, they would all say the same thing. The difference is the barrier to entry for people knowing who Shador Sanders is very low because right. Everybody knows him. Yeah. And so he's a lightning rod. His dad's one of the most famous athletes in the history of the country. So, yeah, I mean, I think when he talks, people are going to pay attention to it, and that's what makes it a little bit different. But I don't know if it's any different than if you went to any NFL room and talked to the third-string quarterback and said, do you think you're ready to go? I think they'd all say, yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. We also need you to settle a little discussion we were having today. We saw yesterday on Thursday Night Football, there was a little bit of an argument, or not an argument. Richard Sherman and Tony Gonzalez took a blowtorch to Russell Wilson's career and basically said this guy's played himself out of the Hall of Fame. We got into a discussion. Tyvis brought up a good point. Which guys can you think of, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, which guys can you think of that were never considered the best quarterback in their era, or at least had a year where they were the best guy that made it into the Hall of Fame? The only name I could really come up with was Jim Kelly, where he was always around the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks. I don't know that he statistically ever had a great year. I don't think he was ever MVP. Before straight Super Bowls, I don't think he was. I could be wrong.
Was the first team All-Pro quarterback in the early 90s once?
Was he? May have been.
I don't know. Check that with him. I want to say that
right on the Google. Let me see.
Yeah, I wanted to say that maybe he was a first-team All-Pro.
He was a first-team All-Pro quarterback in 1991, second-team All-Pro in 1992.
Okay, he was first-team All-Pro.
You're welcome.
Look at that, Bo. All right. So then that brings us back because there's not a lot of guys that made the NFL that have done that, right?
Yeah, there's one. There's one that is, and it's Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman's the one. He's the one that he gets and I'm not sitting here saying that he doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but he gets in because of the Super Bowls. Because if you go look at where he is statistically, at the statistical accomplishment, and you go look at the lack of all pros that were there, it's a couple of Pro Bowls. But,
6 Pro Bowls, no All Pros.
None. Yeah.
Man of the Year. He was NFL Man of the Year.
Yeah. He statistically, though, he never had like a massive season. He just was the quarterback and the captain on, kind of the team of the 90s. So he got in that way. The only thing I do think that's interesting about the Sherm Gonzalez conversation yesterday was I don't know that Russ was probably on a Hall of Fame trajectory for the first, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 years, but then he needed to stack, right? He needed to stack another 7 or 8 on it, and he didn't. He hasn't done that. So I don't know that I thought, you win a Super Bowl early and then you kind of start to get fast-tracked a little bit. But obviously that defense was what that was built on. Now, he was clutch. He was clutch for sure, and that much is known. Marshawn Lynch might argue with one specific play, but I don't know that I don't know that he played his way out of the Hall of Fame because I don't know that he was ever viewed as in it. I think more so it was like, okay, this is a couple of nice building blocks, but now stack this for 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, well, it's a discussion that we always can have, right?
Yeah.
These are usually the summertime discussions, but it hit us today, and we were like, let's get into it a little bit. So I appreciate the clarity there. What else do you guys have on a Football Friday?
I mean, this is the weekend in college football, right? It's too much sports, guys. It's too much
yeah,
sports.
you've got Ryder Cup, you've got baseball
Ryder Cup's going on right now. You got the baseball's finishing up. You've got, obviously, the NFL is a nonstop monster. And then, I mean, just think of the college football games you got with Oregon and Penn State, Ohio State heading out to Seattle. You got Athens is hosting Alabama with the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia, the longest winning streak in the country, home winning streak in the country at 34. Perhaps that's in jeopardy. And then obviously the one out in Seattle. So we're college football heavy, kids, ready to roll.
Sounds good. Well, listen, all 3 hours, 9 to noon, right here on The Fan.
That's all.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems. Find your local Bryant Heating and Cooling dealer at Bryant.com.
Tony Hawk, legendary skateboarder. He is the founder of Birdhouse. It's his company that makes skateboards and skating apparel and all kinds of other stuff. Mm-hmm. He had a skateboard deck that he used when he was doing the first 900, which is where you spin like 2.5 rotations on a half pipe.
Okay.
Like 360, and then another half, I think is what that ends up being.
Okay.
Anyway, he did that at the 99 San Francisco X Games. Why am I bringing this up? This skateboard deck called the Falcon 2 went up for auction at Julian's Auction House on Wednesday. Want to take a guess at what someone paid for a used skateboard that, made skateboarding history, to be fair.
$250,000.
$1.15 million.
For a skateboard. It still rolls?
I'm going to say you could probably you can put new wheels on it if it doesn't. But why would you? You want it to be in the condition it was. You imagine if you did that and you just started skateboarding out there, just like rolling around?
Skating on $1.1 million right now.
That is a flex. That's better than pulling up in a Lambo. Just roll up on a skateboard.
I should be able to do a 920.
Yeah, we'll get you on the half pipe for that. All right, tons of football today. Have a great rest of your Friday. We'll recap all the action on Monday. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday to you. Still no crashes to report on the roads as of right now, but we are still noticing some really intense and dense fog in different parts of the metro. The worst of it really being in our south, southeast, and east side over by Etna, as well as Canal Winchester and Pickerington, even Obetz this morning. So want to make sure folks are taking it nice and easy. Drive slow, be patient, maybe give yourself some extra time on the roads this morning again. And it's looking really intense out there with the fog. And make sure everyone is nice and safe for their Friday commute. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic. Make it a great day and have a great weekend.